and welcome to a Shadowfell Symphony. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I am Liz, and I will be your DM tonight. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. For those of you who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character with character sheets that tell them who they are, what their name is, what heroic abilities they may or may not have, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling this. I have one today. This.
Hey. Wow, nice.
Not this specifically, but a 20-sided die to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. The higher the roll, the more likely the outcome will be in the roller's favor. 20 is good, 1 is bad. But I like 1, so please roll them. And whilst they play their characters, everything else is played by me, so scary gargoyles, nobles in carriages, multiple mushrooms with and without pickles. Between me describing the world and story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things interesting, we will tell our tale. I am Liz. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be DMing today for this lovely bunch of bards. If we could just each go through what your name is, your pronouns, your character's name and pronouns, and let's see what they are anticipating will happen in this ball.
Ooh.
I'm excited to find out. We'll go with Sam first.
Hi there, I'm Sam. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Rebecca Putanesca, who also uses he, him pronouns. And what is little Reggie McPedgy thinking right now? Well, Reggie is thinking, we're all going to die at the hands of Harmony, and we'll just see what happens.
Oh, that's nice.
Wow.
Thanks, Sam. AKA, what did you say?
Rebecca Putanesca.
Oh, that sounds like a smashing dish. Thank you, Nigella.
It does, doesn't it? Thank you.
John.
Hello, I am John. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Heimlich, who also uses he, him pronouns. Heimlich is, yes, worried that our absolute tank of a paladin is about to jump sides now that their mate has shown up. Also, is so close to maybe figuring out what happened to them all these years ago at this concert hall where everything got a bit fucked up. And now that they know their parents sold their stole for around a beer, like just wanting to know what happened. Why did stuff go on that night? What happened? Exposition. That's what I'm hoping for. Not going to get it, but that's what I'm hoping for.
I'll certainly try my absolute best to do it in a nice, organic way instead of just telling you what happened. Thank you, John. Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Harmony, the tanky paladin bard who is definitely fine. She also uses she, her pronouns. Harmony's not really quite sure what to expect. I think she might be about to put the harm in Harmony. And whatever's about to happen, it will be bad.
Oh, cute. I'm very excited for this harmonic journey. Thank you, Melody. We'll move over to Ali. Ali, do tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Ali. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Teseli, who also uses he, him pronouns. And I have the universe in my face tonight.
You do.
Teseli is still a little bit in shock after what happened with Swifty. Swifty is not feeling himself lately for what happened last episode, and Teseli is eager to find out what is Lady Babbington doing with the obsidian that stole from Swifty.
Maybe we'll find out. Chris.
Hello, I'm Chris. I use they, them pronouns, as does Hunk, who I don't think Hunk really understands that anything's wrong. It's not so much that there's someone over there, it's more there's someone over there. They're probably a friend, it's probably fine. Hunk has no idea that anything else is going on. It all seems to be going rather well. They've managed to get into the party they're trying to get into. They're going to stop this machine thing, and that is about as far as Hunk can compute machine thing. So, I think they're thinking that everything's going to plan, everything's going to be fine. I don't think they recognize the person who's just walked across the courtyard or anything like that. I think it's just hey, someone else. So Chris is terrified and Hunk is fine.
I'd love to be Hunk.
Yeah.
Just in life.
I want to go through life.
Yeah.
Gentle
Hashtag
Zambos.
goals.
This stream, thank you, Chris. This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We're just going to crack on through our sponsors and supporters. So we are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. With Hero Forge, you can easily make custom minis right in your web browser. Every sort of accessory, creature type, and costume is available to choose from. And you can make your own characters. You can even make yourselves, like a couple of fans have done in our Discord. You can make pretty much anything. I believe you can have mounts and not pets yet, but you can certainly have additional things on your base.
You can have familiars. There's a couple of different familiars, but they're building the selection out.
Nice.
There is a fox one. It is good.
Hero Forge keeps expanding the list of items such as foxes and options all the time. So there's always something new to choose from at heroforge.com. We are also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection, let's see. We've got Gary the Gazer. Their collections of figurines of adorable power. Is that a dragon?
No, it's a goblin.
It's a goblin.
It's a goblin with a cool spiked armband.
Ooh.
Nice.
They also do other stuff. So they do the little minis. They also do like binders for spell cards. If you play D&D in real life, not just online, sometimes you can get your own spell cards, and you can store them in these binders, which are pretty cool. There we go. If you, I have props and all sorts of things in my hands, but it's fine. If you would like to get your own gazer or goblin or binder for your card, you can go to ultrapro.com. We are also sponsored by Elderwood Academy, who are the premium purveyors of bespoke gaming themed gear. They make fabulous wooden creations such as dice boxes. Oh, Rebecca's got hers. I'm so excited. Oh, and is that a dice rolling?
It's technically, I don't really describe this that much. It is technically a dice tower, but you can also twist the lock and then you can just carry your dice around in it.
Oh, nice.
It's really, really good. You can fit a dice rolling tray in there and everything. It's great.
If you like anything that you've seen on this screen, do head over to elderwoodacademy.com. You can actually design some of your own stuff on there as well, which is pretty cool. But you can get 10% off your purchase with the code roll-together at checkout. So yeah, just head on over to elderwoodacademy.com. Next up, we are supported by D&D Beyond, who are amazing. We love them. We use them every time that we play. I use them for encounters. It makes dice rolling super quick, especially if you're rolling a heck ton of dice. Yes, you can see everyone's character sheets on the overlay on the left-hand side of the screen. It makes the rule slide really easy, displays all the information for you, and you can get digital versions of all the books on there too, which is fun. We are also supported by Level Up Dice. There is a link in chat for our Table Shakers range. Is Chris reaching for a Table Shakers range?
There. Big metal dice.
Big boys. We like them. We are also supported, I'm looking at Sam for no reason in particular, by two lovely D&D video games. Who's Sam looking at? No one can tell because of the glasses.
Well, I can tell you Sam's looking at some really idle guys.
Okay.
Who I'm sure
Tell us about those idle guys.
Tell us about them.
Yes.
We're sponsored by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a wonderful idle clicker game, which you can get on your Switch, mobile, or on your PC. But mostly you should get it on Switch. It's great. And now I'm going to go back to being idle.
Thanks, Sam. In addition to that, we are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. You can see some codes at the bottom of the screen for both of these games, begin with exclamation marks. You can type these into Twitch chat for download links or ask those mods for more help. For Idle Champions, there's a code you can enter directly into the game below, or type exclamation point code into Twitch chat for an Electrum chest, whereas for Warriors of Waterdeep, type in... I'm looking at Rebecca because Rebecca says it's best.
Wow, gems!
Can you say it again and not peek out your mic?
No. Wow, gems!
Wow, gems!
Wow, gems!
Wow, gems into Twitch chat. Wow, gems into Twitch chat for a link for free gems. We are Roll Together RPG on all socials. There will be links in chat. Do like, follow, and or subscribe. Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat to help us make more shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our shows are also available as podcasts. Just search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcasting app. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that does happen, and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think one has been missed. And now, let us go unto the intro for the finale of a Shadowfell Symphony. See you soon. And we are back. And we are back. So, what happened last time? Again, I have a shortish write-up of what happened last time. Anything spring to mind for anyone in particular at all that might have happened near the end of last episode?
That
Big Lady Harmony.
Big Lady Harmony.
Big Lady Harmony?
She's always been there.
Very
He's
confused.
enlarged.
She was enlarged.
Oh, Harmony got enlarged. I thought you were being rude, and I couldn't work out in which direction you were being rude.
It's
Harmony
because you
got
can't see his
enlarged.
eyes.
That
wasn't
happened, and then someone turned up at the end, and everything's going to be fine, Liz.
Correct. That's pretty much what happened last time. If you've not seen it, please head on over to Twitch or YouTube. It should be on there. But we began, and you had each purchased your ballroom outfits, only to be singed within an inch of your life after leaving Jolene's shop. There was a flock of gargoyles. I don't know what the collective noun is for a flock of gargoyles. If you're in Twitch chat, a what?
A grimace.
A grimace. Oh, there actually is one.
No, I'm just saying absolute nonsense with confidence.
Oh.
I was going to look it up, but a grimace is so much better. That's not. Who cares about what's right? That's good.
I mean, if you're in Twitch chat and feel like there's something else that they could be, I like grimace.
And you're
but we'll
wrong.
go. You heard
Wow.
Sam.
Harmony will smite you.
And it's going to be a natural 20, folks. So, back off. So yes, you were accosted by this grimace of gargoyles, including some big boys, which sort of swooped down on you. The smaller ones seemed keen on getting swifty. Reggie and Harmony both did some heckin' big damage on the big gargoyles. One of them was, two of them were eventually smashed to pieces. Tiseli cast Enlarge on Harmony, and she was on the roof of Jolene's, which began to sort of crumple in on itself. It was nice. I liked it. The smaller gargoyles lifted swiftly into the air. Sam, just remind me what happened, because I feel like there was something to do with the blessing of the Raven Queen, but remind us of that little section.
There was. What amazingly happened was Reggie threw. Look,
Yes.
Reggie just imbued all his keto with all his power, launched it into the air, struck upon one of these tiny gargoyles, and then, by invoking the power of the Raven Queen, teleported to them, but forgot that you don't fall on your next turn, but instead you fall on that turn and immediately return to the ground far faster than had been anticipated.
I loved it. Please continue doing that, Sam. That's all you need to do from now on, just that. Hunk, you encapsulated Swifty in a resilient sphere. I can't remember the name of the wizard who created that spell.
Otterluke.
Otterluke. Swifty started bouncing in this cute spear down the street on top of Reggie initially, and then it kept on going. At that point, the Flacays arrived in their carriage, which was controlled by Cuthbert the butler. You had a moment to hop on in, but Reggie and Harms, I've written Harms, you stayed behind.
Dear. Oh, no.
Beans means
We know where this is going.
Reggie thunderstepped swiftly with Swifty to the top of the carriage. Harmony ran in big mode and jumped, and Tiselli ended the spell as Harmony jumped. You all ended up on the carriage. Hunk, you were half in, half out of the carriage. Heimlich, you were just having a lovely chat with Magistracia Flackay, who was completely oblivious of what the heck was happening outside the carriage. She was trying to pair you off with her daughter, Euricia. The gargoyle chase went through the back streets of the Plaza District. Hunk had to take a mixtape, I Am So Vain by Snarly Simon. You got through the doors to the Dust Quarter and made your way to the palace grounds. You had a quick pit stop. Tiselli was very concerned about Swifty. In fact, you all were. It was kind of nice, really. You found that Swifty's obsidian stone had disappeared, stolen. Hunk used a very cool ability, part of your clericness, I believe.
Part of my bardness. I'm a creation bard.
Yes, to create another. But as it did not contain the powerful memory that the previous one did, Swifty didn't get all of his personality back, so to speak. It still worked, but wasn't entirely there. You continued
In my head, that was like the end of Short Circuit, where they reprogrammed Johnny 5, and he moves and he talks, but he doesn't have his soul.
What's Short Circuit?
What's a Johnny 5?
A war robot called Johnny 5. It's exceptional and slightly problematic these days because it's bad.
I feel like most films are problematic these days. Yeah.
Also, what happened to Johnny 1, 2, 3, and 4? That's the real
They didn't
question
make it.
here.
Maybe.
Oh, no.
Hang on, was Johnny 1 soul passed into Johnny 2, Johnny 3, and so on, or was it a different soul each time?
It's like Destiny.
No, so Johnny 5 was hit by a lightning bolt and he short-circuited, the title of the film, and then he got a personality.
Wow.
It's a classic, kids. Check it out.
That's the thing about films from like our past. It's like, hey, that film was really, oh God. Oh, I love that. Oh, no.
Yeah, no. Oh.
Yeah.
I was describing Flubber to a friend the other day, and that did similar issues.
Was it? Oh, see, I still have that in a nice little section of my mind, but if that's bad, I won't watch it again. You continued through the palace grounds. Went past the fountain.
Hang on, let's go right down a goal for D&D Flubber. There we go. That's a magic card to my one.
It's like, that's an ooze, surely. Anyway, you continued past the fountain, you got to the door, and you took a short rest in the queue. Quite a long queue to get in. Heimlich, you cast a spell that I completely forgot existed called Divination, and also Telepathic Bond. So you can all talk to each other for an hour.
No, Telepathic Bond lasts 8 hours.
Ooh.
24 hours. It lasts a very long time.
Oh, no. Harmony with no sleep and talking. Okay.
This is Bard Radio. And just before you got in, you saw the House Guard of Babbington cross the entrance hall towards a door on the opposite side. There, Harmony and I want to say perhaps Hunk, because I feel like Hunk has met this person before, but I might be wrong. You recognized one of these, in fact, the leader of the House Guard, as Alkis, Tiselli's ex, who Tiselli doesn't remember. And that's where we ended.
I think it would be a history check, and I'm not good at them, so probably not.
So yeah, I mean, that's where we're going to start. Do you want to roll that history check, actually, Hunk, just to see?
Sure, why not?
If you
Let's
have a
all
clue.
laugh. Let's all have a laugh. Oh, never mind. 19.
Oh, you recognise that person too.
Oh, hey.
Well, they're on the sort of other side of the room.
Hey!
About 50 foot or so away. And Alkis he's taken his mask off, and the sunken eyes do glance your direction, but they kind of continue past you.
Harmony, look, it's Alkis. Remember? Your friend? Over there.
They continue
What's going on?
past.
Why is everyone looking at me like that?
in this moment of silence from Harmony, apparently, so the guards have sort of continued past a very tired-looking string quartet, and they continue through what looks to be a very large hall on the other side. Alkis, however, does remain. He casually leans against the doorframe, looking directly at all of you.
I'll go over.
You make your way in, past long tables of decadent food. There's quite a few nobles in here. The Flaquets are with you as well, so they're sort of introducing you as you're sort of passing various people. Waiters do pass with canapes too. But Hunk, if you...
Let's go straight over.
Over? Harmony, what are you doing?
Harmony has not moved since Alkis has appeared.
I would like to say into Harmony's head, using the telepathic bond, Harmony, are you okay? And I'll say to Hunk, Hunk, Harmony seems a little out of sorts. Maybe should just check on her.
Raise a finger to Alkis. One sec, turn back. I don't think Hunk really understands telepathic bond yet. You okay, Harmony? What's going on?
It's your conscience, Hunk, reminding you of things you need to do.
What? No, Heimlich, it's your voice. I know it. Oh, yeah.
I know, I have cast a spell, Hunk. We can all talk to each other in our heads.
Hunk will genuinely do this. We'll put 2 fingers on the temples and just, Harmony, can you hear me in your head? Because you're not saying anything and you haven't moved and we're inside now. And Alkis is here, look.
I'm fine. Lady Babbington, machine. We have a job.
Okay. Inside check.
Do you want to make a deception roll? Let's do a versus.
Can I make it disadvantage?
Of course you can. Yes.
Well, bin that natural 20. And the other one is a dirty 20.
Only rolled
I have a +7.
Only rolled a 12.
Harmony's fine.
Okay.
He's been a bit twitchy the whole time in the Shadowfell. She's clearly just not super happy here.
I think I will send you good vibes, and because of telepathy one, that is me just saying good vibes. Because again, Hunk doesn't quite understand how one gives good vibes telepathically, and we'll just walk over to Alkis and it's a proper class reunion now. What are you doing here?
I don't understand why you care. So you've just approached Alkis.
Kind of like, it's a weird response to that. Okay.
And from what you remember, because you rolled quite high on that on that roll, so Alkis in the past is quite a warm-spirited person. He, I believe, was a spring Eladrin, so was quite happy most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But now, this person in front of you does not bear much resemblance in spirit to the person that you once knew.
Okay.
He's got this greying, delicate sort of blue jacket on, and his once vibrant long hair kind of looks quite dry. His breast pocket is at a strange angle because of the stone that he put in there as he walked past, Swifty stone. But you notice now, Hunk, one thing that is different. Mm-hmm. He's got a brooch on. Mm-hmm. And it seems to pulsate with a strange red light that is reflected in his eyes as he's talking to you.
I mean, we're here to stop. Things are pretty bad back home, and we thought we'd find out what's going on. And there's a machine or something. What are you doing here? Do you work here? You're wearing the same outfit as the other guards.
And the captain of the guard.
Nice. Well, that's cool. That's a good job. So yeah, we need to stop this machine thing.
She's going to tear you to pieces. Him first, and he points towards Tiseli.
Oh yeah, you two had like a thing, didn't you? Tiseli's been from Tiseli's perspective, it's only been like a couple of weeks, like not even that, because he was in the Shadowfell and timey-wimey. So maybe that's not something you should be too angry about, because that's like a misunderstanding of time.
I'm not angry. I don't feel anything anymore. That is her gift. She has given me.
Okay.
Tiseli is... So... Tiseli is seeing Alkis, and in the first couple of like the first instant, Teseli got a deja vu moment, but then Teseli is also quite clever to understand that just to put together 1 + 1, that something is wrong, but he still doesn't understand why he cannot remember Alkis. But whatever is happening, what Alkis is saying is heartbreaking. So Teseli is trying to empathize with him, but also thinks that is sort of his bad. So it's a lot of emotions here. Anyways, Teseli is gonna approach and say, I think we know each other from before. I don't know what's going on. I don't remember you at all. But if I've done something that has hurt you, that was never my intention.
Kind of you to say, what's a bit of scar tissue between old friends? And he looks at Harmony at that point.
Can I ask, this necklace he's wearing, does it have an obvious clasp on the back of it that one can see?
It is attached to his cravat. If I had one, I would attach it to mine, but I can't. You would assume just a very basic clasp, yeah.
Okay. And I'm quite highly perceptive. I'm 19 passive. Would I have noticed the red and the clasp in his eyes, or do you only notice that when you get really close, like Hunk?
No, you would have noticed it. Okay. In fact, who's got a good passive insight? Hunk, what's your passive insight?
17.
Wow, okay, cool. It seems that whenever challenged with some form of emotion, that is when the swirls start to happen. And you get the vibe that perhaps that is suppressing whatever emotion he's feeling.
I'm probably going to absent myself because Hunk feels like they put their foot in it and they don't really know what the situation is or if there's an issue or not an issue. So they're probably kind of looking around. Is there an obvious machine? Is there an obvious, here's the problem?
In this room, no. Through the door, however, you do see that's where most of the crowds are. So you've come into this hallway. There's a door on the opposite side that Alkis is leaning against. And through this archway, you do see a very large ballroom. The crowds dotting the corners, kind of leaving the center bare. But above that center, it's very tall, 100 foot in the air. There's a huge chandelier made of lots of pieces of metal that kind of enwrap themselves around each other. Precious metals, not so precious metals. And there's a very faint screeching noise coming from that sort of area above.
Would it be fair to assume that that is the Cadence?
What's Hunk's intelligence?
It's a 7, Liz.
You can make an intelligence check.
I don't know what the Cadence is, but is it fair to go machine? Is it fair to just point and go machine?
It's big, it's clunky. It's not in fitting with the rest of the room. It's certainly something different.
I think in Hunk's mind, there it is, and I'll just go walk towards it. I assume that Alkis is here for the party, and he and Teseli have stuff to work out, and Harmony's fine. So I'll just sort of meander across, not seeing you, I'll let you two sort it out, and I'll just wander towards the main hall with a kind of, okay, big machine.
As you leave, there's just silence from Alkis. Hunk, I will come back to you later, what are the rest of you doing?
Teseli's gonna talk to Reggie in his mind and say, I need to talk to you for a minute. Do you mind coming close to Hunk? And Teseli walks behind Hunk.
Well, of course. And at this point, Reggie has been with the Flaquets, assuming they carried on in, drinking wine with them. And then realizing quite rapidly that, of course, Reggie can't drink and that his white shirt is slowly going pink and casting prestidigitation and then continuing to drink and repeating this process.
At that point, as you're sort of doing that, it's kind of a nice motion that you've got going on. the waiter approaches you, like with a plate of standard canapes. Oh, sir, I'm so sorry. And he moseys on over to a smaller table in the corner that looks like it's got a ghastly buffet on it. It all kind of has a green glow to it. He pours into a glass some liquid. You hear it, but you don't see it. And he comes over to you with ghastly canapes and a drink, and you can actually smell it. This is something that you haven't really been able to experience. You can smell, and if you were to consume, you'd be able to taste and not have the side effect of spillages, shall we say.
Well, this is delightful. Oh gosh, I feel properly wonderful. And Reggie will take as much as he possibly can, canapé after canapé, but one by one, because that's the polite thing to do with canapés. We're not grabbing, placing them in a large pile, and then Madame Fliquet, I'll be back in just a tick, and we'll wander over towards Hunk and Tesselli.
With an armful of canapés.
With an armful of canapés. And still that glass of wine, which is being drunk and casting prestidigitation at the same time, because it's just a delightful experience to be here and he wants to fit in.
Okay. So we've got Hunk, Tesselli, and Reggie in the, I'm going to call it Cadence Hall for the heck of it. We've got Heimlich and Harmony still in the entrance hall with Alkis leaning against the doorway. What are you two doing?
I would like to say to Harmony telepathically, Alkis seems a bit out of sorts. I think it might be related to his jewelry. It is quite unusual. Would you like to try to see if we can do anything?
I'm going to roll a save.
Okay.
Yes. I should probably say hello. Do let me know how I can help.
So, my idea would be to get that piece of jewelry off him. I have an item that can unlock things. My thought would be I try to unlock the item, see if it'll fall off. It is a clasp. It does make a chime. I believe it's a nice clear G, so I wondered if you fancy doing any scales, just to cover me.
If the moment arises, I will sing you some scales.
Yes, so if you get the opportunity, a scale, and if you can, on the hit of the G, I will try and affect this piece of jewelry.
To be entirely honest with you, Heimlich, it may not be the sort of reunion where we suddenly burst into song, but I will.
My dear, you are a bard, as well as being a terrifying warrior. There should always be an opportunity to burst into song.
Uh-huh.
At this point, on the theme of bursting into song, the string quartet begin playing again.
Are they playing a G?
They are playing a very familiar tune, the tune that you all heard before you came to the Shadowfell. And as you walk past...
the tune that's different, we each hear differently. Is that the one?
You hear it in your own sort of musical style. That's how you originally heard it, but now you hear it as a string quartet. Heimlich, with your passive perception, you would be able to see written across the top of the musical sheets, the sheet music, you see Anthem of Babbington, composed by Fermata Babbington.
Right.
But Harmony, feel free to make a performance check if you are wishing to sing at this point.
Harmony is going to go over to Alkis.
Okay.
She's not quite confident that she will get any music out, but she can at least keep them engaged in conversation.
Harmony, would you like me to stay close?
You do what you think is best.
Okay. I will drift and in an enormous ball gown, mingle. I'm a noble, I'm good at this stuff. I will try and get some copies of the sheet music. If not, I will be on one cuff, desperately trying to write down the notation of it.
Sure, do you want to do a little sleight of hand just to see if, because as you're talking in your head, in my mind, you're just sort of stood kind of still, just having a conversation. People do come up to you and go, would you like to dance? And you begin a sort of slight waltz. And during that, you could, if you wish to, pick up one of the pieces.
Yeah, I'll happily deploy Mage Hand to do it as well.
Nice.
Oh, that's not bad. That's 24.
Yep, it is yours. The cellist in the string quartet looks a bit confused about where his sheet music has gone, but has played it enough times by this point to be able to continue. Harmony.
I did not know you would be here. I have been respecting you asking for space. I haven't come looking for you. I wouldn't have come if you'd known. I'm sorry.
Do you know why I came here?
No.
I came here to find him.
Who?
Teseli, who else?
Sorry, he turned up on my doorstep instead.
Good for you. Do they know? He's speaking quite loudly at this point.
Do you want to find somewhere more private for this conversation?
No. Do they know?
No.
Should they find out?
Maybe.
Do you know what the good thing is? Not feeling. I don't feel the guilt. I don't feel anything. I don't hear the screams as they died burning. Do you still hear the screams?
You know the answer to that one.
And Harmony, again, you would notice, you know what your friend was like, and you know who this person is being in front of you. There is so much red sort of peppering their irises as they're talking to you. And the brooch about their neck is swirling.
Alcus, what did you do?
I didn't do anything, she did everything.
Why
she gave
did
me
you
a gift.
Is it making you happy?
No. It is giving me peace.
She give me one.
Would I give you one, or would she give you one?
I don't expect you to ever give me anything ever again.
It depends how valuable you are to her. How much value do you place on yourself?
Nothing.
She might see something in you.
Can I meet her?
Oh, she'll make an entrance.
Can I do something very stupid, please?
Yeah, you're right.
Can I try and grab the gem?
Sure. I'm trying to work out what sort of contest this will be. He will not be expecting it. So it will be some sort of dex-based check, because you're doing it quickly. I will roll I'm going to roll with my big dice. I'm going to roll a contested dex, I'm going to say, for the purpose of this.
They're just flat dex, not saving throw, not acrobatics, just a flat dex.
Yeah, it's going to be flat dex, I think.
Okay. Because her friend is not okay. And it's all her fault.
This is the brooch, not the obsidian, right? Just for...
Yeah. No, this is the brooch.
The brooch, yeah.
Not sure I even know about the obsidian.
No.
You can see him put it into his vest pocket.
That has gone out of Harmony's head with
Of course.
Awful. Okay, I forgot to roll.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, I got a 9.
I got a natural 20.
Really? Amazing.
I got a nat 20 for 20.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so do you want to tell me how Harmony kind of...
to fail this, but
It is uncanny. Like, I've seen her do it in real life. It is uncanny.
Are these dice weight? How does this
They're all
work?
different dice.
I
Keep
have
going swap dice.
D20s so that I am not repeating them.
What?
No, it's
Rebecca
not in the
is
dice,
fated.
it's in her.
No question.
Can
She
we
has
just
a
take,
gift!
can we just take a little moment to be in awe and also terror of Rebecca as a DM? Can you imagine the torment her players would be put through?
This is
Keep
the
saying you
best
should try
argument
it.
to be the end.
So, Harmony, tell us how deftly you get this, and I will react to that accordingly.
Harmony has been really frozen seeing Alcus like this and hearing what he's saying. And as she decides to do this, she works really hard to stay completely frozen. Her eyes don't flicker. She doesn't twitch. And then suddenly her left hand just darts out, pulls it, and puts it inside her armor.
Nice. He kind of lurches forward as you do that. And as you pull it, you feel it crack very slightly in your palm, just through the sheer quickness of you grabbing it. His eyes then become the usual blue without any red involved. And you just see a tear go down one of his cheeks. How many? I'm sorry. She's going to know. It's...
Why are you apologizing? You were right. Why are you here? Do you want to be here? Do you need help? Do you want us to leave you alone?
I want you to be safe. I came here for him, and you are all in a lot of danger. I'm sorry.
Stop. You need to stop saying that.
You need to accept an apology. And he takes your hands at this point. And
well,
he will
accepted mine, so no.
He will remove the stone from his breast pocket, put it in your hands, and clasp his hands around yours. This belongs to him.
I'll get it to him. How are you going to stay safe?
I'm going to have to pretend.
I will reach out, thaumaturgy his eyes, so they have that slight hint of red.
Thaumaturgy lasts a minute.
Yeah, I know. No, it won't do any good, but it's
for a minute. It's fine.
It has a minute.
Keep doing
do you want this back? The brooch.
Yeah, you kind of lift it up and it has got the crack in it, and it kind of... Probably more than I should want it, but he'll put it on. She can't talk to me now, though, and she's going to know about something.
Then don't pretend. Just stay with us. We'll get you out.
And he kind of breathes in, breathes out, and clasps his sword, which he has hanging at his waist, nods at you.
Have you telepathically told us about any of this?
Not yet.
No, blissfully unaware. Good.
Hang tight. I will allow you into this game at some point.
No. It's nice that we're blissfully unaware. I just wanted to make sure.
We are drinking wine.
You're drinking wine. I'm looking at the machine.
Okay. I'm always trying to help you not get you into trouble. Why don't you tell her that I broke it? I will come with you. It's the least I can do. You don't need to now pretend and make this on you. I took it from you forcefully. You don't now need to...
It's fine. Hopefully she won't notice. She's a bit preoccupied at the moment. She's got her entrance. She makes her entrance every hour.
You've always been
a costume change.
Don't be a martyr for me again. If you need to... Whatever you need. And then we're going home.
And he smiles a little bit. But you do see the guilt in his eyes. Probably many things. The most recent of which being how he literally just talked to you. But he seems willing to follow your lead, Harmony, on whatever will happen next. While this is happening, Heimlich, you're dancing with a noble called Geraldine. She is very old.
Once I got hold of the sheet music, I ran over to a nearby table, pulled out some ink, somewhere a little bit in the corner, and inspired by this new form of music that Reggie has brought into our lives, I have funked up Lady Babbington.
Amazing.
Just added a few little flourishes, not more. Funked it up, and I'm going to hand it to the cellist as I go past. I'm going to pass it around.
The cellist looks at you like, you took my music from me. Doesn't realize that there's any new notes on there, but does begin to pass it round. And there's a funky vibe going on in the hallway. Some of the guests are quite...
Snare. We have no idea where the snare came from, but it's there.
Right?
One of them suddenly pulls out a saxophone.
And they're all wearing shades.
Really passive bass.
Some of the nobles are like, they actually start dancing. And you've noticed they've been dancing, but because they have to, they seem quite forced in how they're moving. But they actually seem to be enjoying themselves, which is quite fun. But you all eventually make your way to Cadence Hall. And yeah, sure enough, you see the huge chandelier, 50 foot by 50 foot. It is massive, but it's suspended. You don't see anything connecting it to the ceiling, though. The ceiling above it is a huge glass dome. Other things in this room that you do see, other than the massive centerpiece, top left, you see a gnarled tree. So this room is very large. It's about, 90 foot in width. Probably same distance from you to the end. Top left, there's this gnarled tree. And it is growing out of the marble floor. It's ebbing with infernal fire at its base. It smells like brimstone, and you see a hairless figure, vampiric. You see two central long fangs sticking out and two huge sort of glassy eyes with no hair on its body at all. There are nobles milling around it and trying to feed it canapes. Oh look, it's hungry. Oh, let's feed it one. Top right hand side, there's a large statue of a bear, which I believe Magistricia had told you about. Bottom right corner, there is a mound, a grass covered hillock covered in those pink mushrooms that you keep seeing everywhere. And bottom left, there's like this small cloud hanging in the air, and from it is just this perpetual flurry of snow, which lands on the ground and begins to melt.
Tiseli, you needed me, which is nice in and of itself, but why?
So Tiseli tries to flank the people, so hide behind Hunk, and calls, come over here. I have something to tell you, something I always wanted to tell you.
Really?
I really hate your face. Tiseli's gonna take the wedding dress, sort of put it on top of him, so disappear, and he's gonna cast invisibility on Reggie and Swifty. So that's third level. Mm-hmm. And I just whisper, remember that power lingers where the darkness is greatest. If you need any distraction, just let me know. Swifty will come to you, with you, if you need some sort of protection.
This is delightfully intriguing, although I'm going to be frank, I have no fucking clue what's going on right now.
That wine is kicking in, Reggie. You're loving it.
My bones have sort of gone this like pink colour rather than the original bleach white. But I'm sure it will make sense soon, and I'm very thankful for the small friend you've given me.
What are the rest of you doing? So Sally has just turned Reggie and Swifty invisible.
I mean, if that's canonically behind me, I've not noticed.
Hunk, you're alone.
Just standing. I mean, I don't think I've noticed any of that. I'm just looking up at the Cadence, and I will roll an intelligence check to try and make sense of it.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Let's do this. It's a 13.
13. 13 is good enough. I would have passed it with a 10 because it's been a big theme of your journey so far. Biggest thing in the room. Looks very important. Must be it. It is massive. It is gyrating very slightly. The angular elements of it do seem to be moving, but only very softly.
Guys, I think I found the Cadence. Guys, look around trying to find it.
No one.
Reggie is sort of waving, but obviously can't be seen.
Guys, hello? There's no one around.
Teseli, yeah. Cecily's gonna grab Hunk by the arm. It's fine. They are unseen for the moment, but they can still hear us in our mind. So whatever you want to say, just...
Are you invisible too, Cecily, or are you still visible?
No, I'm visible.
Oh. Why?
If we need to sneak out, I think the best to do it was Reggie.
That makes sense, okay.
I'm going to be honest, it doesn't, but nonetheless, I will oil my bones and we'll just hope for the best.
At this point, there is a fanfare which resounds through the entire of this Cadence Hall that you're now in. Mm-hmm. One of the guards, not Alkis, one of the guards at this point chirps up and says in quite a rehearsed voice, as if they've said it 1,000 times. Nobles of Gloomwrought and beyond, please raise your champagne flutes. May I present to you the High Madrigal herself, constructor of the Cadence, mistress of the plains, chromatic visionary, and ruler of the city, Lady Babbington. And with this, beneath the huge chandelier, the area that people seem to be avoiding, a huge circle in the floor kind of opens up like an iris, like an eye. And then floating from the center, there is a platform. And on this platform, there is a woman. She's wearing a structured gown, thick raw silver. She's got a high collar and long sleeves. And she also has a mask on. About her neck, calling it a necklace is an understatement. This is quite the constructed piece. It goes over her shoulders, going all the way down to her navel, and is comprised of lots of separate elements, lots of jewels. Hunk. You would spot, because you're right there, you'd be able to see. Encrusted with each of the gems, there is a silver key. And you know where these silver keys usually tend to come from. The three-faced mask shows elements of joy, but so exaggerated that it looks grotesque. She removes this mask. She's quite high up in the air at this point, drops it off the side. Someone scurries to pick it up. It's quite a rehearsed do. You see that her chin comes to a sharp point and her eyes sunken back. She glances around the room like a cat. You see that her long hair sort of is tied back in a low bun covering her ears. And she her eyes do pause slightly on Hunk, being that Hunk is a Minotaur and possibly not one that she's seen before. Most esteemed guests, thank you so much for attending. It's not like you had any choice, was it? The nobles around you laugh at this point, although it's plain to see that they're not very amused. She clasps her hands. You'll be pleased to know I've made a new addition to my cadence. She brushes one of the clusters of gems about her neck. Would you like me to show you? And there's a very hushed pause throughout the room. Oh, I'll do it later, maybe later. And the platform lowers. She clicks her fingers, calling for champagne. And at this point, because you've asked her to, Magistricia's going to go up to Lady Babbington.
Sorry. I think Teseli wants to use Mantle of Inspiration.
Okay.
To allow Reggie to react and use his movement to go somewhere.
Sorry. Yes, I will dash towards Magistricia, as of course I've now clocked that she's about to introduce me to Lady Babbington.
Let me show you these new nobles which I've procured. What happens?
Reggie will raise a glass, and there's just a floating champagne flute. Thank you, Magistricia. Delightful. The ghost of Reginald Peggio. Charmed, I'm sure.
She's right in front of Lady Babbington at this point, and there is a floating champagne flute just by her head. I have no jolly idea what's going on, but look over there. And she points towards the visible people who are here. We have Hunk, we have Heimlich, we have Harmony, and
that she was gesturing towards, or is it too much stuff?
The newest one is like near her navel. That's the closest part.
Reggie's leaning and gazing, but unfortunately unable to see anything, and also distinctly invisible.
Lady Babbington at this point is not amused. She is accosted by a floating glass and by Magistracia Flaquet. Magistracia Flaquet, I see you have invited people to my party. Huh. How kind of you. And you notice for the deaf moment, she kind of reaches for one of the clusters and twists it slightly. And when she twists it, the cadence above you begins to whir up. And from it, before anybody would be able to react, a zip of purple lightning encapsulates Magistracia. And she just turns, she disappears and is replaced by lots and lots and lots of silverware, which just clatter to the ground.
Can Reggie drop the champagne flute at the same time as this happens and hurriedly move away, please?
Could Reggie please, let's go for some sort of a performance. Let's make it seem like Magistracia was doing it, I guess.
That's a 10 plus 8, 18. 18,
yeah. She kind of assumes that's just something that Magistracia has done, maybe.
There are two things Harmony would like to do, like instantly, if that's okay.
Sure.
Number one, she will have entered this hall searching out Tiseli, and I'm assuming through this she's managed to stand near him.
Yes.
First thing, she will just palm him the obsidian and go, a gift from Alkis, telepathically, a gift from Alkis. Please do something with it quickly. And then we'll broadcast to all the party. I have an idea for speaking to Lady Babbington alone. Well, I might die. Shall I?
No.
You wouldn't be alone.
Yes.
At this point, Lady Babbington...
Without collateral damage.
At this point, Lady Babbington, Hunk, you noticed that when Magistracia disappeared, there was a glimmer in Lady Babbington's eyes of, whoops, that wasn't meant to be Magistracia, because she's looking at you lot.
Right.
So clearly whatever she did, she wasn't that in control of.
And each cluster of gems has a silver key somewhere in it.
There's multiple silver keys throughout, but they're in clusters, among other gems.
Shall we? Shall I try and get her out of the way of all the innocent people?
She just continued as if nothing has happened at that point. She goes over to the stone bear.
Can you be a little more specific, Harmony? Like,
I spoke to Alkis. I have a very plausible reason that I might want to see her, and I could be of use to her.
So we get her alone.
Yeah. I'm not very sneaky. Look at me. I can ask to speak to her alone, and you can all jump in before I die, please.
Ooh!
Ready?
Do you think we try to destroy this machine?
There are so many innocent people here.
Yeah.
We can't. I cannot let innocent bystanders die again.
DM, would it be possible for Tiseli to use one of the potions on my massive pole to reactivate it, but it's still gaining the bad effect?
No, because the pole's an object. It needs to be consumed.
Okay.
Can be oiled. Oil that pole, Tiseli. Oil it.
What I will say is that if anyone has a flower, which apparently seems to be the going rate for batteries, you would be able to use a flower to waken it up again. To waken up your pole, Tiseli.
So Tiseli, thank you, Dim. Tiseli says to everyone, but especially to Harmony, that sounds plausible. I could create a distraction. I could try to make everybody leave, but I need a battery. Could you do the thing that you did for Maurice again?
Me.
Oh, you cast thaumaturgy on an existing flower that was there. If you want to have a look around the room, there'll be flowers around. Sure, it's a fancy ball. You tell me the sort of flower that Sally would pick that he would use on his massive pole.
White lily.
Sure. You would be able to somehow use that as a charge for your object. It would certainly work in these strange times in which we find ourselves.
Are you communicating? You've already said you have a battery for your pole. That's fine. Harmony, why not try and arrange that we can all talk to her privately? Because, like, clearly there's something important that we all need to talk about, and there's now more important things we all need to talk about. But, or maybe that's the point. Maybe there's all these people here and she won't leave, and that's what we've got to deal with.
This is my worry. She seems clever. Going, speak to me alone, you're obviously more powerful, seems plausible. Going, could you just come into a room without any of your people with my very heavily armed party?
I could try something that would cut her off from everything, but then we got to get everyone out so we can talk to her while she's like that. But honestly, she's playing with magic that I've only seen. I've never actually used. Like, there's a lot of stuff there.
Is this talking or telepathy?
Telepathy. It's all telepathy because obviously this is now a point where talking out loud would be bad.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I'm probably still doing this. We're just going, looking at everyone.
Coming up to you, like asking you to dance and going, "Oh, your jawline's just fantastic."
you don't have to put the hands to the temples, Hank. It maybe gives the game away. I mean,
okay.
I think it's important to either disable this machine or get her away from it. She turns Magistracy into silverware in an instant.
No one else really noticed as well at that point when Magistracy did turn into the silverware. The rest of the nobles kind of laughed along with it and carried on. They didn't.
This is the thing. We can get everyone out. She's still standing underneath her terrifying death machine. Getting her to a separate room, better.
I mean, can we, if you could get her into a separate room, we can clear out the people, take out the machine, and then deal with her.
Great. I will keep her talking. My strong suit.
Do the talking. There's something interesting about her necklace. Now, as you can see, as you can't see, I'm not here, but I could be there and could peruse her wares, if you will. If you could separate the necklace from her, or at least the layers of them. She mentioned a new addition. I'm not the brightest spark, but one can only assume there is perhaps some link between this and that.
Reggie, there's keys in it. There's silver keys in it, and they are really, really powerful. They are things that people can use to do lots of planar stuff.
To gate crash, maybe.
Your words, not mine, Rebecca, but this is a person with intelligence 7 trying to tell a person with intelligence 9, Sam.
So you're saying that not only does she have this cadence, but she also has a massive treasure hoard somewhere inside this palace. And if you could see Reggie's non-existent eyes, they would be lighting up at the prospect of this.
I'm not saying that. I'm also not saying that because I don't know.
I think at this point in your conversation, there is
I'm sort of looking around wildly looking for where I think Reggie
we're standing in a circle.
there is the sound of a little caviar fork, we'll say, on a champagne flute. And it's Lady Babbington. It's come to my attention that we have some new guests. Where are my manners? I'm so sorry. Come forward and talk to me.
This was what I was hoping to avoid. Doopy-doopy-doo.
You said that in your head?
Yeah.
Doopy-doopy-doo.
Okay, I've got that thing that puts things in a bubble. I can do that whenever. You just give me the word, and I'll try and put her in a bubble. Because if she's in a bubble, she can't do anything.
Feels quite confrontational.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if we need an option, this is like the best one we got, right?
We don't know if she can still control the cadence from inside.
Or
nothing gets through it
in a bubble.
Nothing goes through it, literally. Like, not even magic can go through that bubble.
I hear
this
that
is some pretty spicy fucking magic, It is maybe more than what we learned at college.
It seems they are shy, which is.
Oh no, I'm walking over while doing this. I'm like,
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
We're very grandly taking our time.
Like
they might be.
walking.
I'm doing this while looking at people while talking to them.
So it seems
Just
you all have
migraine.
musical instruments with you. Well, it's a good thing. Surely the quartet is awfully dull, and you look equipped to entertain. You there, looking at Taselli. You there in the blue. Tell me your name.
My name is Taselli.
Sing me a song, Taselli.
Yes. Really will activate enthralling performance.
Ooh.
So Taselli is going to perform for a minute, and then we'll choose up to 5 creatures to charm. They will not know that even if they fail, or even if they succeed, they will not know that they are. And the first thing that Taselli does, looks back to Alkes and starts singing. Love is a many splendor thing, love. Live us up where we belong. All you need is love. And somebody in the audience shout, "Don't stop with that again." All you need is love. And it goes through Elephant Love Melee. And it just makes a performance around using some pirouettes with the wedding dress and etc. That's it.
Okay, so does she need to roll?
Yes, there is a Wisdom saving throw 17 for her. 2 opulent nobles and 2 guards, please.
Got you. I'll do those as well. The opulent nobles. What do you want them to do? What's the?
Oh, they are just charmed. That's the key. They are charmed for an hour.
Amazing. So the nobles sort of their heads turn to you, Taselli. They are enthralled by your performance. Same with the guards. They kind of they just stand there watching this. You see the magic working across Lady Babbington, but then you see like a barrier form around her as her smile grows impossibly wide. That was a lovely song. Her hair begins to unravel and begins to float like it's in water, and you see very long fey ears appear. You see the teeth begin very pointed. Her chin points further, becoming crooked, and her hair extends, flowing. Her skin becomes like a mottled pale pink. Her iris is completely pink as well. It seems I'll have to dispose of you. At this point, the cadence is moving very quickly.
A resilience sphere.
Does the cadence also make noise? This is just a question.
Yeah.
So is it like playing music?
No, it is screeching. It's like metal on metal.
Just screeches. So it's not like it doesn't. Okay, ignore that.
Can I ask how high up is the cadence in the ceiling? How high is the ceiling here?
The ceiling here is like 300 foot. The cadence sits right in the center. It is 150 foot, well, 100 foot off the ground because itself is 50 foot in height. So 100 foot off the ground. The save for the...
It's dexterity.
So in total, that would be 14. She's going to choose to succeed that saving throw.
Fine.
And I'm going to say let's roll some initiative, everybody.
Oh my
She's used
goodness.
one of her legendary saves.
Yes,
I'm
guys.
going to say, for the purpose of this, the nobles know what's up. Apart from the charmed ones, they are going to begin to sort of swiftly evacuate.
Cool.
The guards probably also at this point know that when the cadence starts moving, it's not a good place to be. Just to position you where you are on the top right-hand side near the stone bear. Cool. And please roll those initiatives for me.
So 21.
Nice.
One question. That vampire, is it
The
chained up?
Nosferatu, yeah.
The Nosferatu, is it chained up in any way?
It appears to be trapped within the tree itself. This infernal tree appears to have pierced through its body, and it is unable to move out of the Carceri tree, we'll call it.
Okay.
21 for Reggie.
13.
And Harmony.
15.
15.
I got 13 as well, and I got +1 to my dexterity.
0.
Cool.
After.
And does Swifty have Swifty's?
Goes after me.
Goes after, so.
Cool. Okay. So top right hand side near the stone bear, we're going to move over to Lady Babbington. It's her go first.
Oh, damn it.
Who is closest to Lady Babbington? Is it Sally? Okay. Just to point out as well, one thing I didn't mention earlier, each of these corners, there are large palm trees. I'm just going to tell you this now. There are large, huge palm trees that kind of cluster around these.
I think if Tassili was doing a big performance and I was casting spell, I probably would also have stepped quite close to cast it. Yeah.
Yep. And the rest of you, you're kind of behind these two, aren't you?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Tassili, she is going to, let's see. She's not very happy with you because you just tried to charm her and she doesn't like that. She will attempt to attack you 3 times. The first of which is a constrict, which she will attempt to do. Her dress is kind of moving in wisps, as is her hair. It's going to reach out to you and is going to attempt to constrict you. I rolled a 14. That was shocking. Lady Babbington.
Misses.
Okay. She's then going to use her touch of order. It's a spell attack to hit you. That's 27 in total.
You won't wait.
I'm waiting.
What if I use? I don't think it makes sense. Just need to check the spell. A melee attack. Yeah, bring it on.
Okay, so 27 hits.
Silvery barbs then.
Okay, just remind me what silvery barbs does again. I keep forgetting.
That's fine. It's a new one. You have to re-roll and use the second roll and use the lower roll. That's very specific wording. And I give someone else advantage on the next attack roll, ability check or saving throw they make within 1 minute.
Well, she rolled a 20 on the second, so she'll have to use that.
Yeah.
But that will still... Does that still hit Tassili?
Shield.
Now
Nice.
shield works. Yeah.
So yeah, the way she does her touch of order, she kind of raises her hand, and you notice these very curled nails now, and she goes, "Boop." But
As a bunch of butterflies intercept the attack.
gorgeous.
And I will turn to Harmony and shout, "I think it's time for you to do your thing," and you have advantage on your next attack roll.
Does attacking end invisibility?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
She will then use one of her spells, which will be Pulse Wave.
God.
30-foot cone. All the creatures, which I'm guessing is pretty much all of you, would be in that cone.
Can I use my reaction to teleport us out the way?
Is that something that you can do? If you can,
Yeah.
great.
No, the teleport is all behind her.
Tell us what you're using to do that with.
So it's the Spirit Session tail of the, not Spirit Session, the tail of Spirit Tail of the Runaway.
Oh!
Which is a group of 3 Irish women and 1 Irishman.
So
To run away.
I would run away. Hey.
So we all hit them in our ears and we pop up behind her.
We will have to move to the same spot.
Let me just read it.
I mean, I'm happy to place you wherever. You're going to be surrounded by palm trees and a stone bear, either way.
On top of the Cadence would be where I'd like to be.
It's only 30 foot.
Yeah, you won't be able
30
to reach.
How high up is it? Just quickly. It was up less than 100 feet.
The bottom of it is 100 foot above you. The whole thing is 50 foot in height, and then there's another 100 foot to the ceiling.
Okay.
So I will teleport 30 foot behind her. So like maybe, so if we're like 10, 15 away from her at the moment, another 10, 15 behind, and then you can all teleport within 30 foot of me.
I'll be behind Heimlich then.
Link.
Actually, no,
I'd
I'll
like
be in
to
front
be
of Heimlich. I'm too smart. No, I'll be in front of Heimlich.
As
Between
close
Heimlich
to a
and-
wall as possible.
Cool. Yeah, you can certainly place yourself within that top right-hand corner, wherever you wish. Yeah, she screeches this kind of grotesque, horrid screech that you wouldn't anticipate coming from this noble woman, who apparently is quite a cross fae. As this pulse wave emanates out from her 30 foot, but to nothing, she kind of snaps her head back, looking at whatever just happened. She will hear you as you land behind her. That's her go. Reggie, over to you.
So Reggie's near the wall. Reggie's going to use his movement to climb up that wall to 10 to 15 foot climb, so 15 feet up the wall, and then cast Thunderstep to reach up to the Cadence.
Okay, so how do you plan to cling on to something that's perpetually moving?
With difficulty?
With difficulty. Yeah.
So you're going to appear. Now you're going to appear kind of near the bottom, aren't you? Because what's your range?
5
You've gone
feet up. It's 90 feet.
Okay,
We can calculate based on the hypotenuse. Okay, so how wide is the room?
The room itself is 90.
The room itself is 90. It's in the middle, right?
It's in the middle, yeah.
Okay, this could be a problem. 45 squared.
I'll allow it. It's
Plus
fine.
90
It's just
squared.
we need to work out what happens when you get there, because stuff is going to be moving.
He's going to fall again, isn't he? I mean, we all know it's going to
Sort of
happen.
acrobatics. Let's go for an acrobatics check to stay on, or a dex save, whichever you prefer.
They're the same. So,
Dear.
and by that I mean actually quite high. That is a 16 plus 6 for 22.
Nice. You arrive, and fortunately the metal is cold. It's not hot. It's not burning on your hands.
Not
But
that
you
Reggie
kind of-
would be able to feel that.
You kind of move to the side as there's another section that's kind of going on a diagonal, which you eventually sort of climb up onto. You're able to stay roundabout in the same place, but you keep having to move your hand placement so that you don't get them chopped off. But we'll see how that goes.
Die.
We're playing Uncharted. Let's leave it there.
A boulder falls on your head. Anything else you want to do on your go?
I think that will be no. They're out of range. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Reggie, you're still. Oh, you're not invisible anymore. You're
I'm not invisible.
Yeah, you all watch as Reggie now is grappling the Cadence, apparently. Harmony.
Actually, just quickly, as a free action, trust me on this. I have an idea that is chaotic, but hopefully will work.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Tell us what it is.
It might involve you leaving this room as quickly as possible. That's all I'll say.
Harmony, what would you like to do? You are behind Lady Babbington. She's turned her head in a kind of exorcist-esque way around to you.
Is Alcus anywhere in the room?
He is by the doorway where he has been for the majority of this, slightly into the room. He looks like he's guiding people out. He's getting people out of the situation.
Harmony's going to go and help evacuate people. She absolutely does not want to fight in a room full of people, and she made that really clear. So she is going to go and help with the evacuation. That's
What I will say is, if it impacts your decision, there is no one within your range right now that could get hurt.
Doesn't care.
Okay.
If there's someone in the room who can get hurt, then she's going to go help them. That's
Nice.
it.
Cool. That will involve you moving past Lady Babbington, though.
I don't. That's fine.
Okay. She's going to attempt to constrict you with her hair.
Lovely.
You're so lucky. I rolled a 14.
That is a miss.
It kind of brushes your face as you pass, and it's kind of gross. I'm not going to lie, it's gross. Someone else's hair. Blech. Harmony, you would be able to make your way across, help people out as well. Anything else on your go you'd like to do?
She'll end up in a position that is helpful, but also close to Alcus, so she can defend him. She got him into this mess. Nope, that's her turn.
Got you.
Harmony, what are you doing?
Helping.
Oh, okay. Should we all be focusing on that? Like,
I mean, I suggested getting people out and not starting the fight in the same room as the magical bead with all the innocent people, and we're doing it. So I'm getting the people out. You'll have to deal with the rest of it yourselves.
right. It's my go, right?
It is, yep. Over to you.
How many people are left in the hall?
There's a steady stream of them leaving, about 5, 3 of which are guards.
Okay. Do any of them look injured or unable to move or anything like that?
They all look okay. There are 2 nobles that are currently charmed by Teseli, but they are sticking to the outside.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will look around everyone and look towards the people running away.
Mm-hmm.
And I will sing without the ukulele.
Okay.
And it's a very sort of gentle hum that starts echoing and flowing around everybody, and I will move up to her and around her so that I'm still within range, but not like incurring attacks of opportunity, so I can hit everyone with this. And everyone in the room is now apart from Reggie's too high up, is now inside what's known as an aura of purity.
Ooh, tell us what that does.
Creatures in this aura can't become diseased, have resistance to poison damage, and advantage on saving throws against effects that cause any of the following conditions: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned.
Wow, nice.
It's the best thing I have for getting everyone out as fast as I can. Mm-hmm. And I will message Harmony again telepathically and go, that should help them. That way we'll all be okay. That is my turn. I've also got Bardic Inspiration, and I will give Reggie... No, he's too far away. Damn it, Sam.
Reggie didn't think of this.
Yeah, and then I'm giving Harmony Bardic Inspiration as well and going, we got this, it's all right. Everyone will be out before anything bad happens. So you've got Bardic Inspiration as well, another motive possibility floating around you as well.
Cool, thank you, Hunk. It's gorgeous, by the way. Hunk's magic always is. The room is just filled with these beautiful purples, pinks, blues, as they kind of rise up into the sky. It's gorgeous. We'll move on over to Teseli.
Teseli is getting into the mood, like when you're tipsy in the party and you're just and your jam starts playing.
Huh. Carly Rae Jepsen is on, guys. She's on.
Teseli is gonna close his hands. A red butterfly is going to appear and is going to fly to Lady Babbington necklace. Okay. As I cast Hit Metal at 4th level.
Okay.
Because why not?
What save does she need to? Oh, she doesn't need to make a save. What happens? Tell me what happens.
There is no save.
The necklace starts like burning hot.
Yeah.
And if they doesn't put it away, it's gonna have disadvantage and as well taking some damage. I don't think now take
It's on their turn.
Yes, on the turn. So
Would you remind me of that, Ali, if I forget on her turn that she takes damage?
Yes.
Got you. Okay. Yeah.
That is my action.
Uh-huh.
Bonus action is again Malt of Inspiration. So I think it's everybody but Reggie because it's too far. It's up to you. You want to use your reactions, but I will use my reaction to fly to the Cadence. So that is 30. And I will use my movement, which is other 30, so I'm 60. So probably it's going to take me a long time, but I'm 90 feet away-ish, or 100 feet away from the Cadence.
It's only 100 feet up, so you're only 40 feet away.
She will...
What do you mean?
It's only 100 feet up.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, but I think I was at the end of this hall with...
Fly the hypotenuse.
We'll allow it. It's fine. You arrive with Reggie as her necklace begins to heat up. As that happens, she will use her legendary action to cast Chorus of the Cadence. She's going to twist one of the parts of her necklace. It's hot, but she's going to do it anyway. And raise her other hand up to where the cadence is. Underneath it, just beneath you two, a huge sinkhole appears, a gravity sinkhole. Could you both make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Not my best.
That is a natural 20 plus 2.
21.
Nice. You both succeed on that. Let's just see. You don't get pulled anywhere, which is good. You take half damage. So
is it pulling in the cadence as well?
It is not. It's pulling you two. You feel your lovely shoes, whatever shoes you may be wearing, sort of pull towards this thing. You're able to resist. You do take some damage, though. But you only take half because you both rolled really well on that. Good work. Let's see what happens. 28 reduced by half to 14. The type of damage is force. 14 points of force damage to each of you. That's her legendary action. Is Swifty doing anything at this point to Sally?
1 second, please. Did you say 18 or what was the damage?
14 points of damage.
Damage. Okay, cool. Swifty is going to bravely interpose between, just stand in front of her, looking menacing, if an egg can do that.
Should we have a check for Swifty? What's the aggressive one?
Intimidation.
Intimidation check for Swifty, yes.
Swifty
and I are both in melee range with her. Great. Okay.
Egg.
He got a 13.
13. You see her eyebrow raise, and she's like, I wanted that egg.
Sorry, and actually, I need to use my bonus action to do the damage. So actually, hit metal will do some damage in my turn, which I'm gonna roll now. So that's 12 points of fire damage.
Nice.
And the target doesn't take damage on their turn. I have to activate it in my turn.
Got you. Okay, cool. But she still has disadvantage on her attack rolls, right?
And that's it.
Got you. Cool. Nice. Yeah, she's starting to get a bit branded from the situation. Thank you to Sally. Thank you, Swifty. Over to you, Heimlich.
If I am in a position that feels clumpy, knowing that cones of horror can happen, I'll move. Maybe towards the Mushroom Hill side, away from the bar.
Sure, yeah, you kind of go down the shorter side of the room.
I will reach under my voluminous skirt and pull out my white fiddle and just quickly commune with the spirits after fiddling.
I love your eye.
Good. So that's a 6. So just pull a tale from beyond, which is the tale of the Traveller.
Same one as last time.
Yeah, we've had them before. Thank you, Jester. And then I'm going to pull out my last bit of incense, ignite it in my hand, like starting to cast it firebolt, but not. I'm going to cast divination. And I'm going to ask the Matron of Ravens, your latest hero is in quite a pickle, and I wondered if you could inform us of how the cadence can be destroyed.
Nice.
Now, Liz, before you answer that, roll a d4, pick one number, and if you roll that number, the answer doesn't have to can be a lie. Because I've cast it once today already, it now has diminishing returns.
So what number do I need to roll for the lie?
So you pick a number, you roll a dice, so it has a 25% chance of not working. So you...
I picked 1, I rolled a 3.
Cool.
But I don't know if you need to know that, but I've told you. It's fine. So
Hang on, but if you had rolled a 1, you're allowed to lie, so this could be a lie as well. Sneaky, Liz.
Oh.
I'm not that good. Cool. How can it be destroyed? The soothing voice of death arrives in your ears.
Soothing voice of death.
Peaceful stuff. I don't know.
Hello,
it's the goth episode.
Welcome. It's so nice. The necklace can be used for many things. Control, destruction of the cadence, or anything else you wish.
Okay, and then for my free action, I will transport to everyone. I'm not sure if attacking the thing itself will be fruitful, but I have been told, Reggie, by your new friend, Mother of Ravens, that Mutty Raven, the necklace is a surefire hit.
I'm going to track with you. There was let's plan on attacking. This is, for want of a better word, a ruse. Hopefully, you'll see what I mean.
Okay, I love a rusical. It is great.
Nice.
It's wonderful. I learned from the best.
At that point, Lady Babbington will use her legendary action to cast Dispel Magic on her necklace. And it's now her go.
Oh.
Actually, no, it's not.
Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a reaction? I've not used it yet this turn. Nah, I can't do it.
Okay. Alkis, at this point, now that everyone has retreated from the room, looks to you, Harmony. And he holds out his hand. And his other hand, he is motioning towards his quite magical-looking weapon at his hip. Should we do this again? Let's find some justice together, shall we?
Oh.
If you die, I will kill you.
Same. And he's going to begin running. You obviously don't have to follow, but he will. He's going to Misty Step across to where Lady Babbington is and attack Lady Babbington 3 times with his greatsword. Let's see if the 3 hit. I have a 17, a natural 20, and a 25. They all hit.
Nice.
Let me roll the natural 20 damage. First, the slashing plus psychic damage. You do see from the corners of her eyes and her nose, blood come out. It's fey blood, though. It's kind of a dark green. Let's just roll that crit damage. $19 slashing plus 43 points of psychic. That's the crit. Then let's just do the standard damage. You get to watch me roll dice. How exciting. That's 10 standard.
43 psychic. What the hell is that
21.
sword? Ooh.
Sword of paternal trauma.
10 plus 17. I bet you're glad you took his little thing off, because otherwise he'd be doing this against you. So 19 plus 43 plus 10.
We all are.
21
Thank you, Rebecca.
plus 10 plus 17. Lady Babbington, not expecting this from her captain of guard, she looks at him. His brooch now, no, it's there, but she notices that he is not behaving as he should be as he slices into her 3 times. You see the sparks as they go across the necklace. She's not going to take legendary action at the end of his go, but she took a lot of damage there. We are beginning her go.
Hey, it is a class reunion. So thumping. I'm right next to him, just thump him on the arm. Nice.
She will use, she's got this, the Wrath of Babbington. Again, she begins to clutch her necklace and the cadence begins to start moving. Reggie, could you roll an acrobatics check for me, please?
You most definitely can. That is an 18 plus.
You're fine.
6.
It's going
24.
very quickly, but so are you. You are fine. It begins to whir. All sorts of items begin to sort of churn in this whirlpool of, we've got silver candlesticks, we've got bits of where Magistracia was, they join in too. There are canapes whipping around the air, nuts and bolts, that sort of thing. She will be doing that. Let's see. It's a 30-foot cube. That's going to be probably Hunk, Heimlich, and also Alkis. Could you each roll for me a dexterity saving throw?
Ooh. Yay. No. 12.
9.
Cool. I was like, Alkis, what did you get? And then I realised that I'm Alkis. Alkis did succeed. You did not succeed. You take 26 points of bludgeoning damage as a candlestick batters you around the head.
I'm right next to her. I'm guessing she didn't target herself.
She did not target herself. Followed by another 26 points of slashing damage from all the knives and forks. Alkis takes half.
How are you looking, John?
Pretty shit.
Okay.
Oh, don't be so cruel to yourself, John.
Yeah, I think you need more self-esteem.
I look really old, and now I'm cut to fuck. How about the old people bruise? I'm like a peach.
And I think with that, we might head into the break.
No.
Let's continue this fight afterwards. We will see what happens to Babbington since she's so wrathful. Cool. See you in about 10 minutes. And we are back. Cool. So before we begin, halfway through a mildly terrifying fight, I want to just ask Ali about the thing that you would wish to tell us about. Ali, over to you.
Thank you very much, Liz. Yes, so I told you last episode, that I'm participating in fundraising for the Terrence Higgins Trust. And thank you very much for your love already that I've received and some donations. And I have some tires or goals that I want to achieve. And the big one now is £500. And if we reach that goal, I might do, well, no, I might not, I will do the walk in Teseli's wedding dress cosplay. But if
How far off are you?
if we reach the £1,000 or more, I will do it in high heels. So please, mods, leave the information, and everybody remember that this is for a good cause. And yeah, that's it. Thank you very much.
Well, the high heels have been provided by Reggie.
Reggie will share with you his extensive collection of high heels. Odd shoes, why not?
Cool. Well, thank you, Ali. I really hope we get to see you in all of the outfits. So yeah, please put that link on mods, and we'll see what happens.
I think it's fair to say, regardless, we need photographic evidence.
Yes.
If you reach a higher goal, can you just quick change throughout the walk?
I think the next goal could be Swifty, but in my mind, I have no idea how to brought it to life. It's probably a 40%.
Take a roller skate, put an egg in it.
I was going shopping trolley.
I was just thinking, just find a Fabergé egg, and you're basically there.
That's also true. Yeah,
Oh,
steal a Fabergé
that
egg,
is
put it in a rolling.
Basically.
Cool. So on that amazing note,
Serious combat.
we want
Serious
to see
combat.
this happen. Serious. Yeah. So last we were here, it had just been Lady Babbington's go. She had caused a huge whirlwind of cutlery and candlesticks and all sorts of nasty, noble things, and did quite a heckin' lot of damage. It is now Reggie's go. Now, Reggie, you are currently on the Cadence, which is moving quite quickly, but so are you. What are you doing, my love? What's going on?
Martha, my dear, we're not friends. I don't even know you, but someone I do know knows you entirely well, and would like to send their regards. And Reggie will cast Cloud of Daggers and open up his suit jacket, from which the entire collection of his stilettos will fly forth into hopefully the mechanism of the Cadence, with the intention of hopefully sort of blocking it and jamming it up, but at a minimum, just clonking around and doing a bit of damage.
So you're doing sabotage?
Sabotage.
Okay, so is there any check involved with Cloud of Daggers?
There's no check involved. What it is,
it's like
it does 64 damage in a 5-foot cube. So this is the intention, as I said, is to kind of clog up this mechanism, so it's just jamming against itself.
There's a lot of shoes in there, yeah.
And then every turn that that anything starts its turn within that 5-foot cube, it takes a further 44 damage.
Cool.
1 minute concentration.
Well, we will do that at the start of Lady Babbington's turns. I think that's probably the fairest to do. Does it take any damage initially when the shoes go in?
64.
Cool. Roll that damage for me.
That is... Oh no, my screen is so small. That is 19 damage.
Okay, nice. Amongst the brass and the sort of the dark metals of this very large screeching apparatus item are these rather snazzy shoes. And they do quite a good job. In fact, Reggie, as you're clinging on, one of them kind of just goes, it prevents one of your hands being crushed by one of the pieces of this huge object. They're doing some damage, maybe not a lot, but they're certainly clogging things up. That was a pun that I didn't mean to do. Anything else on your go you'd like to do?
And My different master, if you continue down the path you're going down, I assure you we will do our utmost to take this little one away from you.
I will rip your skin from your bones. Oh, wait, you don't have any.
He's 100 foot away. Can we just assume that Reggie's going, I'm going to do terrible things to you?
Reggie, she does not share the telepathic bond.
if
You're just saying that to us, Reggie.
And as Reggie just ends that, Reggie's going to take out that runestone he picked up outside Granny's shop.
Okay. You retrieve it from your blazer of many items. Do your shoes return to you because of your braces, by the way? So they go in and clog stuff up and then
This is 100% of the shoes. Just a cloud of infinite shoes.
Fine.
It's like a tornado.
Oh, Sam, this is why you're here.
A tornado
marvelous.
of shoes.
Thank you.
Shoenado.
Cool. So, runestone in hand. Good to know. You are only holding on with one hand. I will just ask you to roll an acrobatics check, please. There is a shoe helping you, so we'll go with advantage if you wish.
Oh, with advantage. So that's a 17 or a 9.
We'll go with that 17 plus whatever your thing is. Yes, you're fine. You kind of just hop along with your one hand holding. Thank you, Reggie. Harmony.
Harmony's not far from Babbington, right?
You've moved, I'm going to say 34, so Alcus has just run past you, sword in hand. You've seen him do. It was about 120 points of damage on Lady Babbington.
Brilliant.
A youthful smile has returned to his face.
He's great. Harmony will walk, stride, purposefully towards Lady Babbington, get in her face and go, if you're going to do any skin ripping, why don't you start with mine and cast Compelled Duel?
Oh, okay, nice.
Come on.
What save does she need to make? Charisma?
It's not hideously high. It is a Wisdom 17.
Okay. Now, she rolled an 18.
Silvery Barbs. No, she didn't. It's going to happen at some point.
So, yeah, she rolled 16. She's going to choose to succeed it, but Harmony, it'll be my pleasure. She's going to do what you've asked anyway. She's looking for a fight.
We'll pretend that it worked then.
Can I give Alcus the advantage that I would get for that? Because it's Silvery Barbs gives someone advantage, so Alcus has advantage on the next attack. Harmony still has advantage on the first attack, and you also have Bardic Inspiration.
I have inspiration.
Cool. Come on, Harmony.
Also, none of you can be like poisoned and stuff at the same time as well. Buffing is working.
Amazing. Would anyone like to hazard a guess at what on earth Harmony might do now?
The thing Harmony does best.
Cast Compelled Duel?
Not very badly. I've just remembered I have Channel Divinity. I will come back to that in a second. Let's. Everyone's already got temporary hit points, haven't they?
Yeah, we're fine.
That's boring. Okay. All bad party. I might attack her 3 times, maybe, Les. No, I can't attack 3 times. Attack her twice because I'm a paladin.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. And I have advantage on the first one.
And a D6 inspiration dice that if you use, might do more stuff. It's a nat 20, isn't it? Yeah.
No, 20. I haven't rolled this dice yet. Okay, that was the
This is the best curse ever, right? The best curse.
It's okay until it gets to the point where people hate you.
We don't. None of us hate this.
No one hates you.
We are very glad this is happening.
When you ran away, I was like, oh no. Oh God, okay.
I started CR based on 4 nat 20s. How awkward.
They're going to be here for hours. Okay.
No, what you did for Gloomfalls, Chris, you just ended up ramping up all of the hit points of the baddies because we kept accidentally rolling that 20s.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, the other one was a 19 on the dice, so 26.
Yeah. Roll your damage, then roll your damage.
Okay, and I'm obviously going to 4th level smite on the nat 20. And I will 3rd level on the other one.
Sure.
Right, can someone hold some numbers in their head for me?
Of course.
Yeah.
So, the sword does
2d8.
2d8. So that is a total of 68 because of the 20.
Mhm.
Then a 4th level Divine Smite will do, I want to say 68
It is
damage. Is that
68.
correct?
It is 68 on top, so that's currently 12.
So that's actually 12 d8.
Mhm.
So that is a total of 18 d8. Paladin maths. And then my 3rd level smite will do a 5d8, and that's not doubled. So that is 23 d8.
Just before you do the second attack,
Can I just do the first one?
of course you can. Yeah, do that damage. But before you do the maths for the second, let me know because there is a reaction coming your way.
Okay, so I will just do. Okay, so the first attack was
12,
Sorry.
4d8 and 12d8.
and 12d8.
16d8.
16d8 for her first hit. Paladins. I will find my app.
Plus your modifier, which I believe is a +5.
It is, and I'll do a bardic thing, but I'll save that. No, I'll do the bardic thing now. If something's coming my way, I'm going to do that defensive flourish and get my AC.
You can also use your inspiration dice from me if you didn't use it on the attack rolls
have,
to
yeah.
just add, I believe, what's magical guidance now? They've changed it. Hang on.
Oh,
Spells, I think.
creature has bardic inspiration. from
Casts
you
a
and casts
spell that restores hit points or deals damage. Never mind.
Okay. 16d8, we said, right?
Yep. +5.
Is 88 plus 5 is 93 for her first hit.
Nice.
Oh, and then an extra d6 for the blade flourish. That's a 3, so her AC goes up to 23, and so it's an extra 3 points damage.
Amazing. So yeah, you
No, it's no
Wait.
damage. It's just my AC.
No, it's damage as well. The
No, it's damage. There we go. Extra 3 points
Did it
damage.
just break 100?
No, 96 total, I think.
Shit.
I have another hit though.
you raise your weapon, slice into Lady Babbington alongside Alkis, just like old times. It's nice. So, as a reaction to your second hit,
First
or
hit.
just what?
If it's a reaction, it happens after, so it's a reaction to the first hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as a reaction to the first hit, she will cast Temporal Shunt on you, Harmony. So, could you please make a Wisdom saving throw for me, please? She again touches her necklace as all the damage occurs to her.
I am not very wise. It is my dump stat. That is a total of 13.
13 was not what you needed. Okay. The rest of you watch as the Cadence spins up. Reggie's on there with one hand. Harmony just goes missing. There's no purple energy, so she's not been encapsulated by that. But Lady Babbington does something with her hands to cause Harmony to just disappear. And I'll let you know what happens, Harmony, on your turn. Okay.
Run! It's time to run!
But from everyone else's
in character
perspective,
terrified,
she's
out
just
of
gone.
character, we're fine, everyone calm down.
So sorry, that second attack does not hit, but you did a lot of damage on that first one.
Great. I'll take that.
As a legendary action, Lady Babbington will cast Gravity Sinkhole again. This time near. It's gonna be Heimlich. You're on the other side. She will be casting that near you. I don't think anybody else is near you at this point in time.
No.
Could you please make for me a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, 16.
Okay. Wasn't what you needed.
Nope.
Let me just do some damage. In total, that's 17 points of damage.
Oh, that's just one more than I had.
Shit.
Heimlich falls to the ground. That was her legendary. After Harmony's go, Hunk, over to you. You've just seen Heimlich collapse.
And from Hunk's perspective, she's just removed Harmony from existence, which I know
Harmony's
is bad.
gone.
Yeah.
A huge sinkhole has appeared near Heimlich, pulling Heimlich towards it, and Heimlich just takes a lot of force damage in the center of.
Is he still going towards a sinkhole?
The sinkhole at this point does disappear, but he was.
Okay. How far away is Heimlich from me?
From you, about 30 foot, because he moved 30 foot away.
Okay.
Oh, Hunk.
Oh, sorry, Chris. I just imagine Hunk going, okay.
Hunk knows Harmony will be fine.
Hunk does not know Harmony will be fine. Hunk is freaking out because Harmony's just been pulled out of existence, and as far as they know, that means they're... Okay, I'm going to healing word Heimlich first. So we'll quickly look and just... hit the ukulele strings and just quickly get the healing word out to like... there's very much a sense of, come on. You're the only one that's been hurt, really. Arcus hasn't been hurt. Harmony's just not here. I've been hurt as well. I should probably do it to myself too.
Lady Babbington has been hurt, Hunk, if you wish to.
I think Arcus was hurt. He got caught in the...
Did Arcus get caught in it as well?
Yes, it did. So he's
cool. Then in which case I will do a mass healing word. So that will hit me and Alkis and Heimlich for 10 points of healing. Not a lot, but enough. A quick sort of for all of us. Liz, I want to try and I'm very upset. Yes. I'm going to... I want to try and pull the necklace off her. I want to try and... If that means rolling a physical attack roll, which I don't do, that's fine. I literally want... I want this to stop. I don't know where my friend is. I am upset and worried. Yeah. And
don't die.
And she's got keys.
We love Hunk.
She's got keys, and I don't like that she's got keys, because keys are for good people.
She's got the keys. She's got secrets. Okay, cool. That'll be contested. I'm going to say strength based.
Okay.
Yeah, so like a grapple in a way.
I mean, I'm a Minotaur, but I'm not a strong Minotaur at all. I'm just big. Con's high, strength is low. Yeah, I'm just going to... So what am I rolling this?
Strength. Just a strength check. Because it's big. It's a big necklace. She rolled a 14.
I rolled an 18.
She's going to use a legend save.
Is it a saving throw? Because that was just an ability check, wasn't it?
Oh, good point. In which case, yeah, you're able to yank the necklace.
I'm just grabbing hold of it, and I'm probably shouting, "Bring back my friend!" as I sort of pull it at it and break it. I don't care, Liz. Whatever you want. Just this is wrong, and I don't like it.
Cool. So tell me what you do to break it.
Pull. There's no finesse to Hunk. Never has been. It's all very much like this is wrong and things are going wrong. This is not right. I don't like it, and I think I'd like to break it.
Okay, cool. So you're able to, I'm going to say, put your hands where her shoulders are, because it does extend past her shoulders.
Fine.
And you just pull either side. She's trying to sort of grab onto your wrists as you're doing this, and you hear it at the back as the fibers of the metal kind of stretch and then crack as you're able to pull it free. A couple of the non-key gems do scatter across the ground, and you are left with this thing in your arms. It is heavy. It is very heavy.
Is Harmony back?
Not yet.
I shake it.
At this point, Lady Babbington's like, give me that.
No! You're mean. I don't like you.
Oh.
That's your bard campaign of fucking over jewelry.
Are you staying where you are, Hunk? Anything else you want to do?
I'm just staying there, holding it, and just like trying to make it work, like shaking it, prodding it. Where's my friend?
Bop it. Cool,
I'll bop it and I will twist it.
Unfortunately, it won't do much. In fact, could you roll a wisdom save for me, please, Hunk?
Yeah?
Huh?
Wisdom save? 25.
Cool. In your anger, which is odd for you, and in your fear, you start to go to quite one of your happiest memories. Can you just tell us what that happiest memory will be?
One of the places that the I know they're a gatecrasher, Hunk doesn't, I'm going to call him a gatecrasher, took Hunk was Elysium, which is one of the heavens, and it's basically a large bucolic field, and it's too beautiful. Like, it's obviously angelic and heavenly and delightful. And I think they just had a lovely afternoon just going, is this just what life is now? Because this is amazing. And then realizing that, no, this is special. This is somewhere that you return to, and it's held in their mind as like the perfect place and something that has to be enjoyed in small bursts.
As you're thinking that, Hunk, you probably wouldn't see this straight away, but the rest of you would see that almost like a snow globe size, like a glass orb of this perfect scene in Hunk's nicest memory just appears as Hunk is trying to do whatever with the necklace. Whatever thought they are having is coming to reality.
Am I in the snow globe?
No, maybe.
Over there somewhere?
You are here in real life, but maybe, yeah, you would see yourself and your gatecrasher there, within.
Lovely. Okay.
And with that, Lady Babbington is now Som's necklace. Not a good move for her. To Selly, what are you doing?
So, I want to take a potion.
Okay.
But I think I'm a little bit far away. So, sorry. The Selly is an engineer, or like he's an artificer, obviously, and he knows about machinery. So the first thing is there... So I want, if possible, a more detailed description of this machinery.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking for a core, or for a place that it could be essentially like the angular point or angular stone for me to jam it. Or if this is more of concentric pieces and there is something in the middle. So I'm just looking for a more description of the core. Please.
Could you, I'll allow this as a free, so if you could just make an investigation check for me.
Yes, my passive is 17 though, but I will happily do it.
The pieces are moving very quickly. It is hard to pinpoint what's in the center.
14.
I'll take your passive. As the concentric parts do move, you know, like a rubber band ball. So when people put lots of rubber bands over each other and create a big ball, it's kind of like that. So there is no core, there is no specific element that makes this thing work. It is simply a lot of jagged pieces of material that is somehow put together and suspended above the space and controlled by what you know to be the necklace.
Good. So I'm gonna invoke the rule of cool here. But let me describe and then we'll see.
Cool.
So to tell you, go downstream to be enriched with Hunk.
Yeah.
And if he would be on the floor, he will drop it like it's hot.
Hey.
And he starts singing, "You got a rotten body, I'm gonna hit your party, you really coarse bitch. You really coarse bitch." Dun, dun, dun. And I'm gonna use that potion.
Mm-hmm. So in your mind, Tesella, you hear, now playing Curse Bitch by Brotney Spores. While cursed, you have disadvantage on ability checks and saving throws made with the charisma ability score. You also have disadvantage on attack rolls against everything.
Oh, it's a bad one.
Now Tesella, with all his health and magic power back, takes the stone, the obsidian, and he's gonna fly it directly to the core of the Cadence.
Cool.
And he remembers that this thing was described something originally constructed for balance, but has been corrupted. And that maybe it could be brought back to balance. And as he flies to the core, he sings something that he listened somewhere, he doesn't really remember, and he says, "Love is patient, love is kind. It doesn't envy, it doesn't boast. It's not proud. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves." As he goes to the core.
Now, I do enjoy the rule of cool, but I am going to have to ask Tiseli to make 3 dexterity saving throws for me, please. Because the pieces are still moving very quickly.
And unlike Reggie, you don't have cat-like reflexes.
Can you see my rolls, please?
No.
Oh,
Tell us what you've got.
Natural 1,
Uh-huh.
12, and natural 1.
Oh, God. Okay. That's fine. So, Tiseli, as you begin to fly, I'm going to say you're able to push your hand past the first set of these jagged parts that are moving. However, it does then begin to slice on your wrist. You will take some damage here, I'm afraid, because it's a lot of force moving very quickly on you. Could you just make a... Actually, you made your dexterity save. I'm going to say you're going to drop that stone as this happens. I'm just going to do your damage. 16 points of force damage, literally on your wrist, as you are sort of flying Superman style into the center. As that force damage comes across you, you do drop the stone, but it falls to the ground. Sorry, Tiseli. That was cool, but the cadence is moving. The rest of you are very moved by this occurrence. You're very uplifted.
That could be my turn. Swifty will flank Lady Babbington to have advantage on those smites. And that's it for me.
Cool. And Hunk, you also would get advantage if you do any sort of attack. Thanks to Sally, that was lovely, but I'm sorry it didn't work. Cool. As a legendary action, Lady Babs will make 1 melee attack with advantage. Using, it's called quite aptly, the Voice of Harmony.
Oh.
She's going to try and constrict Hunk.
okay.
So these tendrils of hair come at you. 21 to hit.
You're gonna hate it, Liz, but you know what I'm about to say, don't you?
No, tell me.
Silvery Bobs!
Hey, I'll have to roll again. Cool.
After all, you can take the low number.
Hearing silvery
19 on the next hit.
Oh, it's 1 over my AC. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. So,
I'll use the damage that I rolled previously, which was 18 points of bludgeoning. And you are considered grappled.
okay.
Until the grapple ends, you are restrained, so your speed is 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage, your attack rolls have disadvantage, but you're flanking, so it's a flat roll. And you have disadvantage on dex saves.
Just rolling a con save to maintain my aura of purity, and I
Good thought.
think...
18 was
Yeah, you
damage.
rolled the same as the damage. So
Blinded, charmed, deafened. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. Blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, and stunned. Doesn't include grappled. Fine.
Cool, okay. That is her legendary action. Heimlich, over to you.
Heimlich will pick himself up off the floor. That was not pleasant. I will point at the necklace in Hank's hands, now wrapped in some fur, and say, "Madam, your taste in jewelry is terrible.
Your makeup
I
is
suggest you
terrible."
rethink it." And while I'm saying this, I'm plucking this same string on my violin, just trying to find the magical edge and dispel it. 5th level dispel magic.
Against
The necklace.
the necklace, okay. Let's have a think. It is not a spell. It is technically a legendary magic
magical
item. Object, yeah. Let's have a roll then, please.
Oh, pants. It was only 4.
Oh,
Nine.
I mean, that could be a good thing, given that you may need to be controlling this thing later. Just saying. But unfortunately, Heimlich, that does not take effect. Anything else you would like to do with your go? I believe you have a bonus action and some movement.
For my bonus action, I would also just remind me, has anyone listened to Simply the Worst yet?
I mean, a turn, I don't believe so.
I don't think so.
So I will start hearing in my head the dun 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 dun. I'm simply the worst. Dun, dun, dun. And I'll ask for that potion to come over, and I will sip of it.
Cool. Yeah. The rest of you watch. So Heimlich looks old, right?
Yeah.
Heimlich looks now old, and like he's got a raging fever sweeping through his body.
It is sweaty. But happily, I've got my beautiful mask, so no one can see.
Hey, Heimlich, you feel like shit, babes.
I am
But,
sweating through my dress.
yeah,
Oh.
we've all been there.
Nothing
You
is
have-
worse than a sweaty old person. Ooh.
Oh dear. You have disadvantage on strength checks, saving throws, and attack rolls at your strength if that ever occurs to you.
Cool. I would like to move, trying to keep move even further away out of this zone of pain towards the Cadence, kind of into the center of the room, but
Yeah.
away from any obvious area of effect bollocks, because I didn't manage that last time. So very carefully.
You would certainly be able to do that. That's fine. I'm going to move on over, if that's the end of your go, Heimlich.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to move on over to Alkis, who will begin slashing in his usual style. Let's see. I have got 17 plus something. That definitely hits.
Nice.
That was going to be another nat 20, but I'm turning into Harmony. Next was 14, does not hit. And the next 16 does not hit. So I have one that hits.
Sorry, are we rolling with advantage for Swifty's flanking?
Thank you for reminding me.
I
will
also
roll the other
gave
two.
him advantage from one of my silvery bard effects.
Cool. I'll roll the other two. In that case, yes, they all hit.
Hey.
Damage-wise, I have 13 points of slashing as he slices across. He's going to go for a knees, because why not? Followed by 21 psychic. Let's do the other damages. 11 plus 18 and 9 plus 21. Lady Babs is not looking very well, everybody. Her face is a stream of blood from all the psychic damage. It's coming out of her nose, out of her ears, out of her eyes. She is sans necklace. She's not happy about it. Alkis having a great time. Perhaps some revenge is coming in here. Now Lady Babbington's go. Now she's grappling Hunk.
Yep.
So she can grapple others. She's going to attempt to grapple Alkis. With a 20, that will do it. Alkis does take some bludgeoning damage from her hair. I don't know how that works, but he takes 20 points of bludgeoning. He's considered grappled, restrained.
And
She will then
therefore
use-
more damage. Yeah.
She will then use her touch of order against Alkis. Spell attack. Natural 20 to hit.
Ooh.
Lady Babbington, you asshole. He takes 27 points
See
of
Liz
necrotic
talking in the
damage.
third person there.
He takes 27 points of necrotic as she just brushes his face. You were once mine. And it begins to sort of burn away his skin. At this point, she chooses one magic item she can see in his possession, which is the sword. It is no longer magical and is suppressed until the start of her next turn. She will then cast a spell if she can. I'm gonna say Pulse Wave against Hunk. No, she's grappling you, she won't do that. Pulse Wave against Swifty. Could Swifty make a
I
Constitution
will
saving
take
throw,
it. Don't
please?
attack Swifty.
She's grappling you. She's not going to Pulse Wave you because you are in her grasp.
Yeah, fair.
3.
Natural 1.
Oh, no.
Oh dear. Okay, that's some damage
Please
coming
don't beat
Swifty's
the
way.
egg.
Good.
He is scrambled. Let's roll those. Oh, you lucky egg. 21 points of force damage against Swifty. Let me just check that's force. Yes. And is pushed 15 foot away from her, so kind of crashes against the tree and the wall. She will then use her movement to tree stride. She'll walk into one of the huge palm trees behind her, and she's going to appear near the perpetual snow, which is in the bottom left-hand corner.
Are me and Alka still with her because we're grappled?
Yes, she
Okay.
travels with you. So she takes both Hunk and Alkis with her. Hunk, it's kind of a weird feeling going through a tree, but you're able to travel with her because she's grappling you. It's quite nice, actually, for the...
I'm still
second.
horrified that Harmony's gone. I have no idea what's going on.
And that ends her turn. Reggie, over to you. You've just watched Tiselli fly in, almost get his hand cut off completely. I was kind, I didn't cut it off. What would you like to do?
I was kind. I didn't maim you.
No.
It's fine. It's the last session. Do what you want to me. Can I ask just a question? We didn't take a short rest in the carriage, did we?
You did in the queue.
We
We did in the queue. Okay, amazing. So, Tiselli, just trust me on this. If this all goes to shit, you take this. And Reggie's going to hand the runestone to Tiselli, assuming we're close enough to each other, which seeing as Tiselli was under.
Yeah. There's a bit of his blood just circling round.
I mean, I'm sort of imagining Reggie is like, yeah, Tiselli, take this, please.
Whoa! Reggie will release his grip on the Cadence. And then as a reaction, cast Featherfall. Upon reaching the 60-foot fall, Reggie is going to yell towards our good friend Lady Babbington. I will make you rue the day you laid a finger on Heimlich. And as a bonus action, so as an action, throw Maurice. As a bonus action, use Blessing of the Raven Queen to teleport to her. So, that is a...
You still have something from me.
I do, but that's a 21 to hit on that.
21 will hit. I love that you have something from me.
I couldn't remember if it was inspiration or if it was what was something. I gave you some kind of boost.
Still have inspiration. Yeah.
No, it wasn't inspiration. It was a Silvery Barb's boost. It's advantage on the attack roll. So roll it anyway because you might get a nat 20.
That's true, although I might save it for my second attack.
You can't save it. It's automatic.
Okay. No, but what I mean is I make a second attack this turn.
Okay.
So can I choose which one I take advantage on?
I think so.
Is that all right, Liz?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
So that's then 2d6 plus 5. That is 12 plus 2, 14 damage. And then as a second attack, and I will roll this with advantage. Good, I'm rolling that with advantage. Okay, not quite so good. Can I roll my inspiration dice as well?
Sure. You don't know the... Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's a 13. So that's not going to...
13 misses, but the first one does. So you chuck Maurice, appear with Maurice in your hand, batter across the face, and then you try again with the second, but it does not hit. You do see Hunk kind of suspended in the air with Alkis, both of them by hair of all gross things.
Surrounded by the fields of Elysium.
Oh no, that little kind of stays where it was. Yeah.
Oh no. I would say, Babs, it would be in your best interest to, 1, release our friends, and 2, return my delightful friend in the stained glass armor.
I'll rip you all to shreds.
I'd like to see you try.
It's not going down very well, Reggie, I'm afraid.
And that's resistance to all damage, right, until my next turn.
Correct, yeah, nice. Cool, okay.
That's everything I can possibly do.
She's going to use a legendary action to make one attack with advantage against you, Reggie. That's the constrict.
Let me just check one thing. Yep.
24 to hit.
A 24. No, that's not going to hit. Yeah, that's
24 points of damage.
We're all in hair.
Bludgeoning damage. You're all constricted by hair.
It was worth a try, but I think it looks quite good on me. Oh joy, this is not going to go well.
Harmony, you will return in just a second, I promise. Before we do, Sam, could you roll a con save for your concentration?
That is a 15, which let me just check.
I think you'd be okay because it was 24 damage.
Yeah, it's fine. It's half.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's fine. You also need to do some damage with your shoes. Could you roll your D4 damage for the Cadence shoe situation?
Of course I can. I would like nothing more than to roll shoe damage on the Cadence.
Cool. Maybe that's why Tisali didn't get through. There was just too many shoes.
Or not enough shoes.
8 points of shoe clogging damage.
I could never
just
be
mark
enough
down the time
shoes.
from that.
Never.
So,
Right.
Harmony, your go. You appear exactly where you were before. You do not remember what just happened. You just sort of, you appear back where you were just before you hit. You hit nothing.
Oh,
But I will allow you to have your entire go, because
thanks. Harmony will look down at herself, still completely unscathed.
everyone else looks pretty battered, and you're not sure how much time's elapsed. And Babbington's behind you.
You'll just turn to good old Lady Babs and be like, "Is this you ripping my face off?" Disappointing. And we'll roll a 2. I have so many hit points and no one is hitting me. What is my purpose?
DPS.
Yes.
They were both 14, so that is a 21 total for both attacks.
Oh, both hit. Yes.
Great. Right, I never used, because the smite only lands when I hit, so I never used that 3rd level smite.
Correct.
So, this Hunk's grappled. This isn't okay. She's going to use 2 3rd level smites on both. Do I still have the spell slots? She asked.
Could take a potion.
Don't be fooled.
I absolutely have spell slots. Okay, Paladin maths time.
Paladin maths.
Does, over the total of both hits, it does 4d8 of damage. Each 3rd level smite does 5d8 damage. So that is a total of 14d8 plus 5 plus a d6 for a blade flourish. What a waste of a blade flourish last time. I then didn't get hit. Never mind. We said 14.
The whole point of tanking, avoidance
14d8
tanking.
plus 1d6.
Avoidance tanking is also a thing.
I don't understand these words. I like
Okay.
standing in front of damage going, hit me!
That's why avoid. Never mind.
That's why I took the tough feat. That is 73 on the 14d8 plus 4 on the d6. So that is 77 plus 5, but plus another 5 because it was 2 hits. 87 points of damage.
I think it's just dead.
And my AC has gone up to 24.
Harmony, can you tell us how Lady Babbington, bear in mind that she has got hold of 3 people in her hair. How are you going to do whatever it is that you're going to do to Lady Babbington?
Harmony is going to do a tangled. After having challenged her on her lack of prowess and skin ripping abilities, we'll go, here, shall I show you? And slightly icky warning, will reach forward. I think she'll drop her shield and with her free hand take the back of Lady Babbington's head and scalp her.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Okay.
that angle.
So,
Not at this level.
Oh, yes.
Is this a different release?
first attack will scalp her. Second attack comes through with the momentum the other way around and behead her.
Lovely. I don't think I need to embellish any more on that.
I want to take her face off.
And wear it. No,
I mean, I can if you'd like. I have a mask. I could just stick. No.
Perhaps something that Reggie might like to do. Anyway,
That's an Ava thing, not a Harmony thing.
Reggie was waiting. Don't fret. He was actually more interested in the hair, to be honest. And her shiny, shiny shoes.
Reggie, you may take her shoes if you wish. Lady Babbington does drop to the floor. Hunk, Reggie, and who else did she
Aloysius.
grapple?
Alquist.
Alkis. Yeah.
Alkis,
I was like,
yeah.
I don't see any of you. You drop to the floor. I'm going to say gently after the hair is released from her scalp.
I just drop the necklace and run over and pick Harmony up and, you're alive! You're alive!
Obviously, I'm alive. I've been right here the whole time.
No, there was a time where you weren't here and we all thought you were dead.
We didn't. We got very angry at that fact and perhaps made rash decisions we shouldn't have otherwise made.
How hurt does everyone look?
Under half.
I've been better, but I'm currently dashing over to Heimlich to cast second level Cure Wounds.
Heimlich's a
No,
hot
I
mess.
took a potion. I'm back.
Oh,
up
he's
to
fine.
full.
I don't care, Heimlich.
Okay, take the healing, damn you.
You look unwell.
How in-
Not only do you look older than you did before we entered this room, but you're also significantly sweatier.
Yes, I'm very bruised, so I'm very sweaty.
Alcus took some damage, but isn't too bad.
Harmony will split. She will use her lay on hands ability and give Hunk 25 and Alcus 25.
What does that look like?
Um,
Because it's not something that Harmony's really done so far. Is this?
no, she has not, for reasons. I think Harmony will go to reach for her stained glass holy symbol and then realize that she is still lit up like a Christmas tree, and so dispel that. And head to Hunk first.
I'm hugging you. No need
Oh
to
yes,
head
of
to.
course.
I'm right there.
Whilst hugging me, I suddenly stop flashing. And then we'll just go, can I pray for you? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't have to, you don't want me to.
Yeah.
I'm not super great at it. And we'll just hold her holy symbol, put her hand on like Hunk's chest, reach up a little bit and just be like, say a little prayer in her head. And then you just feel from her hand warmth radiate across. You feel for a moment as if light were to be refracted through you, it would be beautiful different colours. You don't know how you could possibly feel like that, but you do.
Synesthesia. Cool. How many hit points do I get?
25.
25.
Nice.
Just a moment, as you mentioned the stained glass armor, just to remember the amazing outfits all that battle happened in.
Yes, I think we should
Just-
take a little moment to just
To retro headcanon, all of that, just for the viewers. I'd like to, if the necklace has been dropped, is Hunk still holding the necklace?
I dropped it to go and get Harmony.
Dropped it. I'll pick it up and just start to have a look at it, see if we can figure anything out about it.
how are
Ellie,
we going to do that?
it's safe to come down as well. You don't have to stay up there and lose your arms. Unless you'd
Ellie.
like to.
There are many, many shoes and part of your wrist just orbiting. Even though Babs is now no longer with us, the Cadence doesn't seem to care. It is still, I'm going to say, unstable. That's the best description of it.
Cecily will go down to pick up the obsidian, and as he is going down, he just thinks for himself, yeah, love is many things, but it's not that clever.
But it's adorable and we love it. Cool. Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please, Sally, as you pick up the stone.
Within 10 feet of me, I think.
Roly-poly your way over.
What's 11?
11. Okay.
Is
You
that
do
an effect? Yeah.
You do recognize the other person in this room.
I
Something
think
to do with your past, but you're not sure what.
I think at this point, Cecily has made the maths of the memory, the stone, his lack of memory of Alkes, and came to the conclusion that somehow the memories with Alkes are contained in the obsidian. And he has many questions, but like many, many questions.
So is Alkis an egg? Just checking.
And it feels, it feels something, but it's not there, like people has telling me that I'm in love with this guy, or that I was, am I don't know, but it doesn't feel real, right? Mm-hmm. I think I'm alright with the damage for now.
Okay.
However, I think Sally is still think that he knows the solution for this, which was just better rolls.
Well, whatever a role may be in this universe, of course. Cool. Harmony, were you going to say something? Heimlich, I welcome back to you working stuff out with the necklace, but...
I'm okay, I'm just over here. It's fine. Take your time, guys. Going to, avert dimensional crisis.
It's fine. I'm just watching. I'm having a wonderful time, actually, Heimlich. You work in such an exquisite fashion.
I'm still making sure Harmony's okay.
Harmony, sorry, you were saying.
I was. It was just a tiny bit of housekeeping, which is that I misremembered how much healing lay on hands I have. It's only 15 each, not 25. That was all.
Oh, okay.
As you were.
Are you okay? Well, do you feel okay? Because there was like a whole 6 seconds where you weren't here.
I am not dead.
I can see that.
I don't think. But also, we were all at home and now we're here, so we should be used to that by now.
I'm going to poke you in the cheek. Not hard, just like are you physically animate there?
Okay. We've talked about using our words.
Sorry. You're alive. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, good.
Nothing to be scared of here, Hunk. Not a ghost.
Okay. Thank you, Reggie. That's really helpful.
Good.
Or am I?
That's not helpful at all. Okay, everyone's alive apart from her. She's real dead.
She's very dead. That thing looks like it's exploding.
Is it? I look back. Is it exploding?
It's certainly screeching. It's not slowed down since it began. But Heimlich, what are you doing with the necklace to understand more about it?
So I am interested in the arrangement of the crystals, what the crystals might mean. I have I traveled the planes quite a bit. I've communed of spirits. I have a connection, quite a strong, powerful connection to the Shadowfell. Just trying to see if anything is resonating around this item, anything clicking into place. And I'm going to have a little chat with a spirit to give myself guidance if I have to make a roll.
Sure. You would certainly have to make a roll.
Okay.
Which spirit are you going to talk to?
I will speak to Bagatha.
Hello.
It's one of my favorites. She often hangs around.
I'm here.
Bagatha, you are very arcane. Have you had experience with this before?
No, love, but I can give you some advice. And you feel a cold sensation on your cheek from Bagatha. So you may get guidance on your roll. So let's go with Arcana or Investigation on this item. Does anybody wish to help with this? Tiseli?
Yeah,
I was about to run over and say, keys, Heimlich, the keys.
What about the keys, Hunk?
Those keys, the person I traveled with, that's the thing that they use. That is a key. They're really important. They do plane stuff. I don't know how it works, but the person I traveled with, remember I told you all about it? That they used a key, like those.
Ah,
Get us home?
would that count as assistance?
I don't know.
That was me asking Liz.
That was me responding to Rebecca.
I was just enjoying the RP, but yes, that would count as guidance.
Cool. Right. Let's see how we do. Oh, I'll take that 19 plus 1 plus 6, 26.
Okay. So knowing the conversations that you've had with Mutty Raven Queen,
Ooh, hello.
Thank you, Moti.
and
Liz,
looking at...
do you want to know? I'm just asking because it's Mutti Rabe if you want to know.
Oh, I can't say that. Mutty Raven Queen. My German is spectacular. It's not. You know that what was balanced is now in chaos. And perhaps through the assortment of gems and how these keys have been almost cruelly encrusted within the gemstones, some sort of sequence needs to happen. Now, you've seen Lady Babbington move them. You've seen when Hunk kind of tried, something happened from a different plane, which has now disappeared, by the way. That's gone. Perhaps some sort of sequence would cause something. Now, Hunk, as you're helping, you know that you had a specific thought in your mind when you caused that snow globe of Elysium to occur. I don't want to quote "There's no place like home," but it's that kind of vibe. You may have to have a very specific thought in your head while moving these gems in sequence.
And does each gem have any resonance, particularly as we're a group of bards? Do they have a musical resonance? I suppose what I'm asking is, can we order these gems into some kind of tune that is going to calm down the chaos? A lullaby.
Sure, yes. They do, like, when you put your finger over a glass?
Rimming.
I don't want to say that, but love a bit of rimming.
It is.
It's not like that, yeah.
I don't think it's called rimming. Just that's something completely
I
different.
hope it's not.
How do you pronounce that in German, Chris?
Rimming. Do you mean running your hand over a glass or the other?
I'll let you decide.
Because in classic German, those are both different words.
Of course in German.
No, but yeah, these things do make that sort of resonant sound. You could order them if you wished.
And then rim them one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I look around at my these adventuring colleagues of mine, how we have all changed. Apart from Hunk, maybe they have not so much. There's still such a sunny disposition. But everyone else, we are not quite the optimistic, bright young things we were. But I will think back to a time when the whole of the college came together, the beautiful singers of the choir, the musicians, the wandering minstrels, and we all played for the people of Waterdeep, the gigantic concert, and we'll bring the group together to hopefully compose a new piece to bring beauty out of the chaos.
Gorgeous. Shall we have a group performance check, please?
I'm going to enlist Bagatha again.
Oh, yes, love.
Just to give me a little edge in that.
She'll just start rubbing your shoulders.
Then an 18.
Okay.
25.
16.
Liz, I rolled a nat 1. That is a 14, but it's up to you how you want to take that.
Okay, it's not an attack. That's fine.
I rolled another
Oh my god!
nat 20. I got 27.
Oh, nice. So that does nullify that
I
one.
have not yet rolled today.
This is just statistical nonsense.
You with that you just passed. You were borderline there.
I mean,
Sally,
I rolled a 1 and it was still a 14.
I know, but you're all
now.
bards. You're all bards.
25.
In our defense, we've never played a necklace before.
John, we've never rimmed a necklace, please.
I think Tuseli will enlarge Harmony to make sense of that 30 plus performance check.
It's only 27.
I don't have expertise in performance. You will do. I don't.
Okay. I will anyways enlarge.
I don't. Absolutely not.
We are okay. Harmony becomes massive.
Why
It's just
does
something
this
that we're all
keep on happening?
As one by one, you all begin to rim one of the stones of Lady Babbington's necklace. Some of you get some bum notes, so to speak, but they are easily rectified by Heimlich. As a soothing sonata begins to emit. And in that moment, Heimlich, you have your intention of what this needs to be in your mind. And this intention causes the cadence to gradually not come to a stop, but to just come to a slow. The pieces do begin to bend slightly as if they are trying to be not jagged anymore. They seem pliable. The instability seems less.
This might seem like a bit of a moon shoot, but if the cadence has taken all of these souls and left these things in their places, gesturing towards the bear statue, the Nosferatu, frankly everything else, which makes no real sense as to why it's here.
The Nosferatu at this point is kind of clawing at you.
Perhaps if we were to momentarily, I don't know, compose a piece together with motifs of each of these entities, some infernal trumpets or whatever else they play around there. I haven't travelled planes.
Infernal trumpets.
We could.
I mean, it must be bagpipes, right? Nowhere else in the multiverse are bagpipes okay.
We could maybe try and undo the work which has been so expertly performed by her.
I wonder whether this is related to Heimlich masterpiece.
I do not know. I did began this journey thinking I'd done something that had caused this rift, but now every step along the way has made me believe that I'm just a stupid idiot of circumstance. And
don't put yourself down. Come on.
No, I mean, I thought my parents had sold my soul to fix some kind of rift in the Shadowfell, and it was for a fucking round of beers. It is not good to have an inflated sense of yourself. I think between us, we stand the best chance, being so connected to so many planes. But I think writing if we can correct the things that this scalped hag has committed, that would be a good thing. I think Granny, she does not want to be a clock.
That's what I was thinking, that Ratty probably does need a family. Heimlich, this isn't my ego speaking, but perhaps we could all play your piece. Perhaps like it should have been the first time.
Or we could play it backwards? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
What happened? Do the two fit together melodically, harmonically?
Backwards and forwards.
That'll be interesting here.
There is a term for that, and I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
Is Sonata and my Symphony.
Can we fugue them?
Let's try. I'm just going to cast a message out to the funk band, who are presumably still playing outside for a great soundtrack for that battle.
Sure.
Friends, I require you. And we'll do, I think more musicians is always good, yeah. And let's try and, fugue them. Great idea.
Cool. The string quartet do sheepishly come through, looking quite relieved that they are relieved of their duties. But they pass over the anthem of Babbington's sheet music to you, and they don't need it. They've played it enough times.
I will pull out, which I have from the greenhouse, the music that was played that night. Quickly make copies of it. Mm-hmm. And then we'll all powwow and figure out the best way to incorporate. What do you think? For the key here, it is.
You have a conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't get very far in sheet music reading. You just give me a little tune and I'll play along.
I mean, it's got to be in B flat minor, surely.
That's hard on the ukulele.
I was thinking more of a G minor, but we'll go with B flat minor. That's fine.
G minor's nice. We can G minor.
It's very Bach. Anyway, so you.
One question.
Yes.
The string quartet. Would you mind if I borrow one of your violins?
Sure.
Reggie, if you're looking to get back into playing the violin, I would be quite honored if you would play mine. And I'll hand you my bone white violin.
Well, I just thought to accompany. It's probably better that we stick to the music as it was, rather than whatever this monstrosity is capable of playing. gesturing towards Maurice.
I had always hoped to hear you play it one day. That would be very special.
Shall we all sit down and do what we used to? Yeah, I was trying to think of a word that wasn't fiddle.
Just to point out, at this point, Alcus, with no musical training or knowledge, does kind of sheepishly approach you all and finds the triangle.
I was going to say, can Harmony give him her shield and like a dagger and just get him doing the percussion?
Sure.
Surely we can find a tambourine for the poor man.
Just take the skin off Lady Babbington's face and stretch it.
Face tambourine.
Didn't Hunk fabricate one?
A tambourine?
Yeah.
I can't put it on one a day. One rest.
There's always a potion. Anyway,
No, Liz.
so
No.
Alcus is provided with a method of creating this beat. The string quartet join in. What is the intention specifically behind this, Heimlich? What are you trying to achieve through these meshing?
So, working from the point that, as far as we can tell, the influence of Lady Babbington began, which feels like it was at the moment in this concert hall. We're going to try and work backwards, combining this calming energy with that piece of music, which has hopefully resonated through the magical fabric of the universe, and reverse all her mischief.
Cool. I'm going to need everybody to please roll for me an Arcana check.
Oh,
This
dear
is doing
God.
something.
Before we do that, Hunk, I have great faith in you and give you bardic inspiration.
Can we circle our
You know, like arms or something. I don't know. Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I got great faith in all of you, but I especially got faith in Harmony. Give you inspiration.
Thanks. I have so much faith in Vistra, which is the only thing that's allowing me to have faith in Reggie.
And I also have so much faith in Reggie that I'm going to have faith in Reggie.
You can't give yourself inspiration.
I'm aware.
This is kind of beautiful moment where the bardic inspiration just kind of glitters around all of you with all of your different styles of magic. Cool. So let's get these Arcana checks going.
I'll also throw guidance at Hunk.
Thank
It will
you.
be like, get your elbow up there and get strumming. You got it, babe.
What?
24 for Arcana.
Plus
38.
6.
Ellie.
16 plus
18.
6.
It's an 8 total. I've added everything on.
Good job there, Pretty.
Who's left? I didn't get one.
22 for me.
Cool. Okay. So I rolled for the others as well because they would need to take part in this. It's not a case of pass and fail. It's a case of what changes. So you don't see much where you currently are, although perhaps looking out of the windows, you do see various, coming from the cadence, I guess, these strands, not erratic this time, more like streams of purple energy to separate parts of the city. And they kind of, not in a explosive way, they just sort of ripple out in kind of like a smoky way. Change is happening. Unsure to say what, but you're certainly causing things to change.
Hopefully it is doing some good at that. Question is, can we leave this thing here? Does it feel responsible?
I'm going to take the necklace wherever it is, and the keys are all encased in gemstones, right?
Correct.
I'm going to start popping out every single gemstone that has a key in it. Just, these don't belong here or to any of us, I'm going to make sure they find their rightful home.
Mm-hmm.
Before you do that, Hunk, I'm going to ask one question. How do you intend on getting home, if at all? Because you might need to use a necklace to get home. That's all I'm saying. You could certainly do that afterwards, but...
The power of star wishes!
Actually, Liz, Okay. I've seen these keys used before. And they can open doors to literally anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Could I try and use one of them?
Sure.
All right, I'll start. Take them all out. How many are there?
In total, there are 12. They're varying weights. They aren't all the same.
So what was that, Rebecca?
They're labelled really neatly. Does one just say material plane really nicely?
No, they're not keys like that. It's one key to do all of them. They belong to individual people. So that means 12 people don't have their keys, which is bad.
Bad.
Making a note of this.
And a little bit of, how do you know that?
Hunk doesn't know that. Chris knows that. I've only seen these used before, like, I've seen them used a lot, but I've never used one. Maybe we all try and use it together. Think about home.
Yes,
together.
but let's say we can go home. Are we done here? Are we ready to leave? Shouldn't we try? Should trying to go home be the last thing before we leave?
Have we solved the Waterdeep Zolpec Concert Hall crisis? Because as far as I'm aware,
I don't know.
we've murdered someone, we've bought clothes, and we've solved some problems they caused.
Do we think that Hamlick's music affected, like, everywhere, not just here? Have we got to go over and play that song again? Because I was real bad at it. Songs that are all about magic is not my thing.
It was the first performance. Yeah, we'll get better with rehearsal, practice. Soon we won't need the sheet music. I mean, I don't know. Hopefully, my idea was hopefully we would create a rolling effect back into the weave, which would set things going. But I don't know. I mean, look at the flashes. Something's happening.
We still have the keys.
Exactly.
We could always...
Yeah. Although we shouldn't have these. I'm going to try and return them. I'm just
I
making
totally
that clear.
appreciate that, Hunk.
Yeah.
But I think for the moment, just in case. And also, you know, they are quite shiny.
Reggie, I'm going to count these keys, and if one goes missing, I will be real upset with you. I'm sorry. These belong to gods, man.
Okay. I shan't be treading on their mighty toes. Liz, is the godcatcher, can it be seen out the window, or has it gone home?
Make a perception check.
Good test.
That is a 13 plus 4, 17. No, that's right. That's maths.
There are still the same amount of statues holding up the Temple of the Raven Queen. Although...
Is one of them dummy thick?
Although the godcatcher is not one of them.
Oh, bless.
I was trying to hold up the statue of the Raven Queen, but I'm dummy thick. And the clap of my ass cheeks got in the way.
I didn't realize the godcatcher had a wagon. All right.
Is that what we're calling
Is
it?
the cadence still spinning? Is it?
The cadence has come to a calm, especially since Hunk began to remove the stones from the necklace. It seems unmoving. Not dormant, just like someone's powered it off.
It is a concern that someone might be able to use that again. Should we destroy it?
I think, like, these keys are the big magic thing. Like, that's what was making it happen.
And
without these, they won't do anything.
Is it now still looking, would one call it still a magical object, or is it at this point non-magical? I basically want to know if Shatter will break it.
You could certainly give Shatter a go. What I will say is,
give Shatter a go.
as it becomes sort of inert and stops its spinning, it begins to very gradually lower to the ground as well. But before that happens, feel free to cast Shatter. And tell me how much damage there is.
I don't know. I don't cast spells. What?
Hey, we're on the last episode. There's time. Does it get 2 attacks against you?
It's a con 17.
Yeah.
Can it make a con save?
No, it cannot. It is simply metal.
So it'll do 3d8 thunder damage.
Thunder damage. Where the damage is.
Damage.
Which is a 7 for 11 and an 8. 19 points of damage.
19. What does your shatter look like? Bear in mind that there's quite a lot of pieces that are going to be going outwards.
It explodes from the center outwards.
Could I get a dexterity saving throw from everybody, please?
Everyone has +5. Harmony is a reckless widget.
That's 11 plus 5 is 16.
26.
21.
Harmony.
32 with a natural 20. Oh no.
This doesn't make sense.
I don't understand.
Hunk, what did you get?
On what? Sorry.
A dexterity saving throw against the Cadence parts
With
coming
plus
out
5 from
towards you.
Harmony.
Oh, I mean, it's definitely failed. Oh no! 22!
Hey, and with that, I'm going to say Harmony with that nat 20 is able to scoop up Swifty and do like a cool action movie style roll out the way. The parts go flying, some of the stained glass windows do get broken in the process, but the Cadence is no more.
One could almost say it was now a legal cadence. So sorry?
I'm not following that up.
It is the amen chord that is very clearly, this piece of music is finished.
And not all music has that in it. A lot of the early music does not. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. What are you all doing?
I think we should probably leave.
Yeah, let's see if Wallady's back to normal and then... Yep.
Shall we maybe check if Granny's has come back? Maybe we can return the rat as well?
Granny, are you back?
She was a long way
Back.
away.
Echoes that. If you wish to take a couple of moments to walk all the way to Granny's and then come back.
No.
I'll
I can
allow
cast
it,
sending.
Oh, nice.
I never do, but I can. I'll cast sending. Granny? Granny, we think we fixed it. Are you all right?
Oh, yes, love, I'm perfectly fine. I've set up a new town with Mr. Nutmas. And that's all you're probably going to get back. I'm not counting, but that's probably as much as you're going to get.
Hunk, and gesturing to the top pocket.
Yeah, Sam, that's my top priority right now. No, Chris out of character is having a breakdown. Hunk will go, oh, that's a good point. Reggie says, what about what's the rat called?
Ratty.
What about Ratty?
Think I cut off their love, and she's shouting like old people do down phones.
Damn you, sending. Go on.
Now, I want you to take good care of Ratty. He requires, you better be writing this down, 4 grains.
Someone give me a pen.
4 grains of barley, 2 nutmegs, and she cuts off.
4 grains of barley and 2 nutmegs?
Oh, I'm sure we can do that.
How often?
That is a lot of nutmeg. Ink to make you be poisonous.
You wonder why he's green.
Are we what was the implication that we can keep him?
How else we going? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Sorry, Hunk's not that snarky. Chris is still reacting from Granny setting up a town with Mr. fucking Nutmas. Right. Yeah, I think it's probably yours, yeah.
This is the second best day of my life.
Okay, bud. Pat on the shoulder. Okay.
Telly is a little bit nervous because there is conversations to have, right? And he also seems a little bit impatient about what is happening. So he's going to approach to Alkis, and Swift is moving behind the Sally.
Harmony is just kind of drift closer to be able to leap in the middle with a shield if needs be.
Well, I appreciate your help. We all appreciate your help. And your tune with the triangle was absolutely amazing. But there is no words, I guess, to apologize for something that I don't feel genuinely guilty for. And I think you deserve a real apology. That's why I need to find out what the hell happened to me in the Feywild. And once I know that, I might come back to you and finally be able to face your anger or your pain, your grief. I think I deserve that. But just, I don't want you to have a bad impression of me, if that makes sense. I know that's selfish, and I'm actually probably not doing this for you yet. I'm doing this for me. But at some point, I think I will be able to come back and say, I'm sorry.
To Sally. There is nothing that I can forgive you for. I think we should start again. And he's going to extend his hand out to you, like to handshake. Hi, I'm Alkis.
Cecily will clean whatever is lost yet from the battle and the blood.
The digitate, press the digitate.
Yeah.
The wingman guy, I got you.
He's going to extend his hand and shake it warmly. I am Teseli.
He's clearly checking you out, but I think we should move on from there. But from what you gather, Alkis, given everything that has happened, wants a fresh start with everybody here that Alkis once knew and still knows.
And on that note, it was a pleasure to meet you again, guys. But when you say go back home, maybe that doesn't include me.
And if you'd like,
I may actually be going back to the Feywild. I need some answers, and probably that's the way where I will get them. If anyone wants to come, please, I can show you. But as you can see, you may be changed by it. But yeah, feel.
A smile crosses Alkis's face. This hope of a new venture elsewhere.
I mean, if we can make one of these keys work, then they should be able to take you anywhere.
Thank you.
So, and I'm saying if we can make it, I have no idea how these things work.
Be fine.
Alkis, will you go with him?
I'm intrigued to find out what happened and if we can get it back. And if we can't get it back, it sounds like fun. As long as you're not a dick, but it sounds like fun. Plus, this is working now, and he motions to the sword at his belt. So if it does go wrong, I'll sort it.
Well, if they're heading there, are we heading back to Waterdeep, or anyone else have any other plans?
Just want to make sure everyone's okay.
I was in a Waterdeep, patch up what needs patching up, then hit the road again.
That's good.
Sort of thought to Alkis you might want to come too, but hey, true love is calling.
Well, Harmony, on return, once you have done your good works, we did consider giving my parents a visit. They needed a stern talking to.
I did make a vow against collateral damage, but your parents, nothing collateral about them. Let's do it.
We've also got to find a way to return all of these.
I would be more than happy to help on that front, Hunk, as would she, gesturing over towards the Temple of the Raven Queen.
Okay.
Reggie seems to flutter with lots of various feathers as he says she. Alkis will approach Harmony and will say, you know, I forgive you. I know you don't want it, and I know you never will, but I forgive you. And he will hug you if you accept.
Harmony will stiffen and then sink into it.
Let's start again. Start again. New life, new page. Make it better this time.
I'm trying.
Me too. And he hugs you once again, and kind of, as he leaves you, he kind of holds onto your hand as he goes, and just then makes his way to Tiseli.
Harmony will call over to Tiseli. Hey, Tiseli.
Yes.
If you are a dick, I will come and find you.
I will find you, and I will kill you.
Can I just say, it was a pleasure to get to play with all of you again, especially you, Heimlich, to finally get to hear the piece you composed. It was a delight, and I'm sorry I wasn't there the first time.
I am very sorry you were not there as well. It's taken me some time to realize it, but I didn't put you in the orchestra because I wanted your attention, and I knew how good you were. And I was quite glad that you hadn't been involved in that night. So many strange things happened to us, but you, as ever, as you did at school, have gone the extra mile and ended up weirder even than I could have imagined.
That's a lot, because you have many experiences in your very, very old age. I apologize. It means a lot, and
well, I feel you are. You have possibly made a deal on your soul, and I'm just gonna bring out the flag and say, if you fancied getting a drink when we are back in Waterdeep, I could offer you half a soul, and then maybe we could look into getting back yours somehow.
I think that would be delightful. It extends out a hand to shake. Should we all be heading to wherever home is?
Ellie is going to approach to Hunk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you better take care of all of them, okay? And he's going to pass his hand, trying to find a resonance from his fate touch nature on one of the keys.
So what?
He's going to, yeah.
It's odd. I don't think the keys quite work like this, but for flavor, let's say. One of them, as your hand goes across them, there's a slight flutter as one by one very small butterflies kind of just erupt into the air. They're blue.
I think it's this one.
It's that one.
Then pick up the key. I mean, it's still got a gem encrusted around it.
Yes, you have. With the crushing and with the breaking, you've taken away some of the gemstones around the keys. The gems are kind of form the holder of the key, but the actual part of the end is fine.
Then in which case, I will do what I've seen Gatecrasher do with the key and try and push it into reality to open a door.
Sure. I'd say you would be able to do that, but do you want to just make a little history check of some variety, just to make sure we're doing it correctly?
Why don't you...
Bardic guidance.
Bardic inspiration. For Bardic inspiration.
Yes, Hunk, you are so inspired, it's unreal.
I can't stack inspiration,
No,
sadly.
Harmony will offer for Hunk to just chat through the process with them just to help. So hopefully advantage.
Advantage, guidance. I'm doing it all. I'm adding it all.
You know what you're
D8, D4. I'm not even looking at the roll. I'm just adding it all out. Oh my god. That's a 13.
13?
With advantage, bardic inspiration, and guidance. That's a 13. Hunk is not
I'm
smart.
gonna end up in car service, right?
Hunk, you push the key through, but it takes you more than one attempt. That doesn't have any impact on the key. But you're there for a while, just trying to remember what happened last time you saw this. You push through reality, and you're able to twist. And like a door opening, a portal appears, so it kind of twists towards you and comes to your right-hand side. To sally through this, you see the motes of light that you have expected to see before. The ferns that grow in spirals. You even see, in the distance away from you, a red satyr skipping through the undergrowth. What would you like to do?
He smiles like the biggest one he can ever do. He sort of feels at home, or like connection. He takes the obsidian, put it back into Swifty's place, and hands back the one that Hunk did, just as a memento of today. Cast Enlarge, gets into Swifty, and extends his hand to Alkis.
Alkis also gets onto Swifty, but before then, Alkis just sort of begins to try and shake Hunk's hand, but then cannot contain his emotions. He hugs you and says, "I'm so sorry. Thank you for everything."
Get a pat on the shoulder. It's all right. What are you apologizing for?
I was awful to you. I was awful to a lot of people, but I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're
And
fine.
he hops onto Swifty as you both exit through. Do these portals need closing again, Chris? From your knowledge of these, or does it just? Whoop?
It just it's used. You can the person who opened it can close it. It's
Cool. Yeah.
they're not one-use keys. You can do whatever you want with them. But
Nice.
Yeah.
The portal is closed behind you to Sally, and we will leave you and Swifty there. What are the rest of you doing?
So
No.
back to Waterdeep.
Back to Waterdeep.
Right, I'm going to try this again, and this time, Harmony, can you talk to me again about how you think this might work?
Why do we think we went wrong last time?
I think maybe this is someone maybe. No, I'm here trying again.
And I've got one last bardic. Have it.
Kismet. Yes, no natural 20. It is Kismet.
Nice. The portal opens. Hunk, you have a deep confidence in what you've just done. This is the right thing. You do see a tunnel before you, and at the very end, you see the stage of the Zulpar Concert Hall.
Step 3. Well, I'll look at everyone else and go, I'll go last, because that way if there's a problem, I can do it again.
Harmony goes on first. Sword drawn. Hank.
Okay, who's following?
swish on through in my enormous dress. Just bigger.
Take Ratty onto a shoulder and then head through.
And Hunk last. Harmony, as you lead the group through this tunnel, you see windows in it as you motion through. The windows that you see are like an aerial view of Waterdeep. The sky is all the black is dissipating. In patches, you see now the sun come through. You see the Temple of Mystra, people outside it, and people from within coming outside, looking to the sky. Joy on their faces as you continue. Various other windows do open. The city itself seems to be getting back to normal, but it's still quite a short space of time. As you exit, you find yourself on the stage. And one by one, you all appear on the stage of the Zolper Concert Hall. Though you do not notice a lot of disrepair here. In fact, the Zolper Concert Hall almost seems like it is back to its former glory. Then you do see slight rippling magical effects, like you are seeing a window through time of how this hall once used to be. You then, all of you on the stage, notice that there are lots of people in the audience, all in their finest. And this snapshot in time, they all get to their feet and start giving you a standing ovation. Heimlich and Reggie, perhaps the standing ovation you never received that fateful night at the Zolper Concert Hall. The glimmering window eventually fades, as do the people in front of you. You are in the dilapidated version of the Zolper Concert Hall. And that is where we are going to lower the curtain, shall we say, on a Shadowfell Symphony. Cute.
Splendid.
Thank you to everyone for joining us and being part of this dramatic, roleplay heavy finale that was tonight's show. A huge thank you as well from me to the players, because without you this would not have happened. Your creativity, humor and energy have been amazing, so thank you all so much. Thank
you for your story.
It's collaborative storytelling at its finest with all of you, so thank you. You folks watching, if you enjoyed tonight, thank you. The next Tuesday show will be Warriors of Waterdeep Descent into Heartcoil Deeps. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yay. That will be every Tuesday from 6 p.m. UK or 10 a.m. Pacific. The next Monday and the following Monday, I believe, will be Into the Sunset.
Not sure at the moment. Possibly. We're working on it.
There'll be a show.
There'll be content.
Yeah, there'll be all
served
the
up on a
content.
plate and it will be delicious.
Just it won't be this show because we've finished, but thank you for watching anyway. Same time on Fridays, 6 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Pacific. We have Talk Together, our chat show, where we interview players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. All of our shows, as you hopefully know, are streamed at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/RollTogetherRPG. There are also podcast versions of all our shows available everywhere. Just search for us. You know what to search for. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be a link in chat now. Do join, like, subscribe. Every penny helps us make the shows and content that we do. Just another shout out to our D20 Club on Patreon. They set up a fandom wiki and a Discord, so there will be links. Do have a look at those. Big thanks again to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, and Elderwood Academy, and our supporters, D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. And don't forget, we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thank you for watching a Shadowfell Symphony, and we will all see you soon.